don't know what happened last time. Like, for real. They didn't sabotage the live. Are we back? We back. We back. I was ready to get into, before we was rudely interrupted, I was ready to get into Tory Lanez situation. I think Tory Lanez ready to get up out of there. Let some people get in there. You two just played a dirty game with us. Hit that like button. What's up, Clips? I don't know what happened to the last live, y'all. They sabotaged it. Told me press some button to get a better to fix the screen. I pressed the button, that shit kicked me out the whole live. Ended the bitch. PNR, what it is. What's up, people? Yeah, so what I was talking about DJ Akademiks and these podcasts and blogs. Like I swear, I think what's up, G man? I think these blogs are working with law enforcement. You know, I've been saying it for a while. And for what I understand, I would just say DJ Akademiks did a whole live, ain't speak on it. I think these blogs working with law enforcement, y'all. I think to a certain level of degree, they telling them who to interview, and they giving them questions. I do. Cause some of these questions, it's wild as a motherfucker. I mean, like some of these questions that these blogs are asking, is just insane. And I was talking about the Durk situation, and how at the time of that DJ Akademiks interview, King Von been dead for 3 years. He's dead for 3 years. Like, that question shouldn't have never even came up. Now the feds is trying to say that Durk admitted to the murder. And he ain't admit the shit. You know what I mean? That man ain't admit to a goddamn thing. But they playing with the numbers again. Come on, you two, yo. We gonna stop. Yeah, so, remember Nick girl. Who the fuck is Nick? Yeah, people know my real name. You can say my real name if you know me. But I don't know who Nick is. Do I know Nick girl? Man, y'all crazy motherfucker. I don't know no goddamn nigga. Now wait, y'all is confusing. So what I was saying, I don't even know nobody named Nick. What I was saying was these blogs working with law enforcement. You know what I mean? To make a long story short, these blogs are working with law enforcement. That question should have never came up in that DJ Akademiks interview, because at that time, King Von was dead for years. At that time, Lil Pab, nobody knew nothing about the Lil Pab situation. What's up, Buzz? So it was just strange for Akademiks to do that. And then you factor in the history. Like, it's not just with Durk. He did it with Quando Rondo. He did it with Young and Ace. Like, he has a history of doing this. And what's the incentive? What's the incentive of bringing a rapper to your platform when there's some allegations around their name? It's allegations around their name, and you bring them to your platform, and you ask them about the allegations. I don't understand that. That don't make sense to me. It don't make sense. But before I got there though, we was talking about Tory Lanez, and a lot of people think that this is why they targeted Tory Lanez. Yo, he didn't say anything. What'd he say? He said you don't hear that no more. And you didn't. Like, I ain't like he lied. You didn't hear it no more at that point. No, that means nothing. They can't turn that into anything.
All y'all artists out there, fuck your label. Fuck the nigga that's telling you, yo, you gotta wait for this day on Spotify and on this. Fuck that. Nigga, it's over. Y'all gonna get paid. And your fans gonna get paid. And they gonna keep coming to you. Why? Because y'all making money together. This the digital trap house. Welcome, niggas. You're fucking welcome. We here. We here. You understand why I'm going so crazy? I can't believe I did this shit my fucking self. This may not make sense to niggas like y'all. Some of y'all niggas, it hasn't registered yet. It hasn't got there yet. It hasn't got there. Y'all niggas like, yo, why is he screaming? He's right.
Yo, hey, real, you don't know what you're talking about. That little ass statement is not gonna be enough to deny him no bond. So let me show y'all what's going on with Tory. Tory done got a congresswoman in support of him. Now look what she said. Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years despite having no prior record, largely due to a firearm enhancement law under scrutiny for racial bias. Black defendants face a 92% higher rate to this enhancement. This is not justice. That's discrimination. The forensic evidence in Lane's case was deeply flawed. 0.1% chance his DNA was on a firearm. 0% chance on the magazine. No fingerprints. DNA from 4 individuals found. Tory wasn't a primary contributor. Key gunshot residue tests never performed on others. This raised serious doubt. Under California Racial Justice Act and recent legislation limiting the use of rap lyrics and character evidence, Tory Lanez deserves a full review. His conviction was built on outdated and unconstitutional grounds. Tory Lanez trial included prosecutorial misconduct, exclusion of mitigating factors, use of protected speech, rap lyrics, tattoos as evidence, witness contradictions, immunity deals with unclear motives. This is not how justice is supposed to work, but that's how they work. Key witnesses changed their stories or contradicted themselves. One admitted in court she lied in a DA interview. Another gave a sworn statement that Harris admitted firing the gun. This case deserved fresh eyes and full transparency. Tory Lanez's conviction raises major constitutional concerns. First Amendment, use of lyrics as evidence. Sixth Amendment, right to confrontation. 14th Amendment, equal protection under racial bias enhancements. These issues demand urgent review. And this is said, we have compelling evidence proving Tory Lanez's innocence. It will be released within the next 36 hours. Those who rush to call for his incarceration and worse yet push false evidence should prepare to be held accountable. Yo, she on. I don't know what's her political motive, but she on motherfuckers' ass. She said, I spoke with Tory Lanez from inside of prison, despite being stabbed multiple times. His spirit remains unbroken. He is deeply grateful for the opportunity to prove his innocence. The question now, will the governor finally review the case and pardon him? Tory Lanez has filed a direct appeal, a habeas petition, and a successive habeas, all now consolidated by the California Court of Appeals. They have seated a panel. All arguments are coming. This case is far from over. Due process matters. This case ready to get overturned, man. He ready to have a mean-ass lawsuit against California. He ready to have a mean-ass, and he got stabbed in that bitch too. Oh yeah, shit ready to get crazy. Look at this though. See, these are the type of questions I'll be talking about. NBA Youngboy's main app, Rel Bleeder, says ain't no squashing their beef. It's going to be the last man standing. Like this the dumbass questions that these niggas ask. Niggas keep interviewing these outsiders. Now, Shorty is tripping. You don't got the money, the resources, the outlets to be beefing with no motherfucking NBA young boy, my nigga. Now, I'm sure some history around there. We ain't gonna dive into that because it ain't really our place. But we can point out the obvious.
There's, I guess, two big groups who are very popular in the streets who dislike each other.
Yeah.
Do you reckon those groups can ever just squash that? Do you reckon that can ever just end?
Shit, man. Do time stop.
And bro, then how's it ever gonna stop if it's like just get back, man? Like, it's forever gonna happen.
It's stop to their whole entourage. Last man standing. That's what it is.
That's wild, bro. Last man standing.
I don't know how the fuck he gonna be for young boy and he's stuck in the city. He done lost his motherfucking mind. Somebody need to talk to him. I get it though. I know his history. Look, the Fed still releasing. Now we're gonna get the Diddy. And then you got this shit right here. Quando Rondo brother shows off Lil Durk hotel for Diddy low jewelry. Diddy was recently shot and robbed in Atlanta. These niggas is crazy. Like, niggas be asking for jail. So are you claiming? What are you claiming? A robbery? Claiming it? What are you claiming, bro? Like, this shit fucking stupid. And I don't even understand the concept of that. If everything is true, somebody died, and y'all wouldn't report a robbery. Like, man, I don't understand that. Yeah, I don't think that's true either. I don't understand the reason the clout chase about it. Four-time killer Derrick Rose says he hopes New Orleans escapee safely turns himself in. Yo was a four-time killer. God damn, shorty. That was a menace out there in Louisiana. News channel that was.
It's time to take a spin on the new Fanatics Casino app. We're dropping $2 million in fan cash. So every week, you can play for a chance to win your...
Right now, a massive manhunt is underway in Louisiana after 10 inmates escaped from a jail in New Orleans over the weekend. Tonight, authorities say a fourth suspect has been taken into custody, but that means 6 are still on the run. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has details.
Authorities upping the reward leading to the recapture of those escaped inmates in New Orleans as the search intensifies.
We are working with the sheriff, the district attorney, the city council, the Supreme Court, the judge, and the governor to address that situation.
This newly released surveillance video, captured with facial recognition technology and first obtained by ABC News, appears to show 2 of the suspects in the French Quarter just hours after the jailbreak. The men seen wearing plain clothes and trying to avoid cameras.
Most of them are violent in terms of gun violence. Some of them have murder backgrounds. And so all of them are considered very dangerous and probably potentially armed at this time.
Authorities say on Friday, just after midnight, 10 inmates broke through defective locks on multiple cells and crawled out of the jail through a hole behind a toilet.
I'm gonna keep it real, yo. If I ran and I got out that bitch and I was facing life in prison, you got to kill me. I ain't going back in that bitch. Straight the fuck up. Depending on the evidence. If it's a strong case, they got a motherfucker red-handed, I'd die first before I go back to jail.
Massive jailbreak, which my statistics tell me could be the largest jailbreak in the history of the state.
It is the history of the United
States. Should never have happened.
There haven't been this is a play, y'all, for one, for people that's new here. Yo, there haven't been a jailbreak of this magnitude, yo, since 1864 in the United States. 1864, which means it never happens. So for something like this to happen, then you find out the details of what's going on with that jail and their funding issues. Only thing makes sense is that it was staged and planned.
Public, deserves
In order to
to
get
know
funding.
who, what, and how this happened.
It took authorities more than 7 hours to notice the brazen jailbreak and alert the public. Some of the suspects are back behind bars, but officials are investigating whether the inmates had help.
We have indication that these detainees received assistance in their escape from individuals inside of our department.
3 jail employees have been suspended pending an investigation.
They just locked somebody up. Let's see if we can find that video. They locked up the maintenance man. What is this? I'm trying to find this video. Fox. Here you go, right here.
A jail employee has been arrested in connection with the breakout at a New Orleans jail where 10 inmates escaped last week. So far, 4 inmates have been captured. 6 remain at large. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has more from Los Angeles.
A maintenance worker at the New Orleans jail is now arrested, accused of helping 10 inmates escape last week. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill announcing that 33-year-old Sterling Williams was booked into jail this morning. Officials say Williams admitted he turned off the water to the cell where the inmates escaped from after he told investigators one inmate threatened to shank him if he didn't.
10 violent offenders don't make their way into a pod made for 2 and make good their escape through concrete, rebar, and barbed wire without there being some sort of inside assistance.
Investigators say the inmates ripped the toilet off the hinges to crawl through a wall.
Yeah, for real.
Williams now facing 10 counts of principal to simple escape and 1 count of malfeasance in office. 10 inmates escaped around 1 a.m. Friday. Officials say a jail staffer assigned to the area where the inmates escaped from was grabbing food when the inmates crawled through that hole behind the toilet. Police say one of them, 21-year-old Gary C. Price, was taken back into custody last night. His capture seen here on this home security video. You can see Price coming out of the house with his hands raised, a SWAT team in the driveway with guns drawn. The chief of police telling ABC News they believe some of the remaining fugitives are still in New Orleans.
Some of them have murder backgrounds, and so all of them are considered very dangerous and probably potentially armed at this time.
At least 4 other jail employees have been suspended as part of the investigation.
I was trying to find this video.
Is involved in so many cases of violence.
Derek Wu Groves, a 4-time convicted killer at 27 years old, still on the loose after climbing through a hole behind a jailhouse toilet and scaling a fence to freedom early Friday morning with 9 other men. His criminal past, the most violent of the 10 men to escape the Orleans Justice Center Friday. District Attorney Jason Williams prosecuted Groves himself. His escape has made him uneasy.
Look, these have not been the most relaxing days since I found out from the media that he was a part of this jailbreak.
Groves was convicted last October of killing Byron Jackson and Jamar Robinson on Mardi Gras Day in 2018 in New Orleans' 9th Ward. He was given 2 mandatory minimum sentences of life in prison. Groves was tried 3 separate times in the killings. One was overturned due to being convicted being a non-unanimous jury. Another was a mistrial. During the 3rd, the state secured a conviction.
When you don't have every single witness come forward, we're able to use the words and videos and posts of Groves himself from his own social media.
Yeah, they had vehicles that
bragging
bag, I ain't
about
running.
what they did and making threats prior to.
Groves pleaded guilty to 2 counts of manslaughter for the July 2017 killing of Woodrow Smith.
I understand, brother, if you got murdered. But if I just got like a simple assault or some more, I'm not running from that shit, man. I'd rather, cause you gonna get more time. This is a prison break. This is not like a walk off. This is not like a motherfucker go out on work release and don't come back. No, this is an escape charge.
And in the killing of a separate victim after his October conviction. Groves also has a criminal past in drug dealing in federal and state courts and stands accused of battering a correctional employee last year. Groves was awaiting sentencing in the manslaughter cases at the time of his escape. Groves' aunt, Jasmine Groves, maintains her nephew's innocence in the killings. She says Derek Groves has been stabbed 3 times while in jail. She says he never should have been able to escape had the jail been staffed properly. She adds that her family was more comfortable when he was housed at the
Is involved in so many.
Where's this fucking what's his name again? What's Shorty name? Let's type it in. We probably can find this video typing in his name. Derek Groves. Here you go, right here. Just the whole video.
Are you a full stack marketer spending all day switching between platforms? 1 minute it's SEO.
His face is involved in so many cases of violence.
Derek Wu Groves, a 4-time convicted killer at 27 years old, still on the loose after climbing through a hole behind a jailhouse toilet and scaling a fence to freedom early Friday morning with 9 other men. His criminal past, the most violent of the 10 men to escape the Orleans Justice Center Friday. District Attorney Jason Williams prosecuted Groves himself. His escape has made him uneasy.
Look, these have not been the most relaxing days since I found out from the media that he was a part of this jailbreak.
Groves was convicted last October of killing Byron Jackson and Jamar Robinson on Mardi Gras Day in 2018 in New Orleans' 9th Ward. He was given 2 mandatory minimum sentences of life in prison. Groves was tried 3 separate times in the killings. One was overturned due to being convicted being a non-unanimous jury. Another was a mistrial. During the third, the state secured a conviction.
When you don't have every single witness come forward, we're able to use the words and videos and posts of Groves himself from his own social media, in which they were bragging about what they did and making threats prior to.
Groves pleaded guilty to 2 counts of manslaughter for the July 2017 killing of Woodrow Smith and the killing of a separate victim after his October conviction. Groves also has a criminal past in drug dealing in federal and state courts and stands accused of battering a correctional employee last year. Groves was awaiting sentencing in the manslaughter cases at the time of his escape. Groves' aunt, Jasmine Groves, maintains her nephew's innocence in the killings. She says Derek Groves has been stabbed 3 times while in jail. She says he never should have been able to escape had the jail been staffed properly. She adds that her family was more comfortable when he was housed at the Louisiana State Penitentiary.
That says a lot, yo. I ain't gonna lie. I got family members like that. Or have, I mean, motherfucker be more comfortable with you behind bars than on the streets. Cause you know, on the streets, man, shit real. You might lose your life, even though you can lose your life in prison. But that says a lot that his family felt more comfortable with him being in jail than actually being out on the streets.
Just think about how horrible OPP have to be if you have more of a settled mind. With him, it ain't good.
Groves calls on her nephew to turn himself in, out of a priority for his safety.
So in my heart, I just feel, and I'm praying to the Lord, He have him covered and protected, and I pray that they don't try to kill him.
Derek Groves is one of 6 men who remain at large after Friday's jailbreak. Authorities encourage anyone with information about their whereabouts to call Crime Stoppers at 504-822-1111.
Man, that shit crazy.
What if you can create your own website by saying...
Man, I think that should have played, y'all. I'm telling you. Go back and watch that live we did when we went into the press conference. And listen to the lady talk about the funding. Because in 2023, they got approved to get funded. They never got the money. Monday, before this prison break, they had a meeting about the money. Still ain't get the money. Next thing you know, 11 inmates escape. Yo, we haven't seen nothing. We haven't seen nothing like this our whole life. I looked it up. The biggest prison in the United States prison escape, or jail escape, was in 1864. 1864, y'all. It's 2025, man. Come on now, man. These motherfucking prisons, these jails, not prison, but jail. Jail tight as a bitch. We ain't talking about no pre-release. Most of them jails, maximum security. You're not escaping. The fuck? Yo, they go outside at the time. You understand what I'm saying? But Derek Groves, he probably gonna shoot it out with them people. He ain't going back. If I was you, I wouldn't be going back. You got to kill me. Life in prison? I'd rather die first, man. Straight up. Yeah, you tell he ain't going back. He ain't going back at all. You heard me? So then we got the death of LGB Quay. They released a video of his murder. Look at this. Shit, nigga, you ain't knock it off, nigga. You ain't never been in prison, nigga. Fuck you talk about. You ain't never did no time, nigga. You talking about life? Yeah, I die first. Now this is a tragic situation, y'all. Like they really killed this boy, y'all, for fucking nothing. Like I don't know if it was for nothing, but he's saying like he was a cool kid, had his head on straight. But this one of them situations where they be trying to tell people leave your city, but some people don't want to leave the city, yo. Some people want to be the change. Some people want to be there as inspiration. But then you got other people, and they look like two young niggas that did it. Yo, typically, yo, when somebody older die, a young nigga did it. That's typically how that shit go. Because if somebody's in his age range would have did it, he wouldn't have survived to 30. You know what I mean? They got these boys in 4K. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine being on the news like this. Like, yo, their stomach got to be in knots when this video got released. Because now it's just a matter of time. Somebody going to turn you in. And they young. Tell they young. Shorty probably near 20. It's just stupid, yo. They just threw their life away. Young as a bitch. Now they realize they got way more life to live than they already lived. Now they gonna live the rest of them days in prison. Last nigga kill them. Hey Joshua, let me send you on your way, bro. They killed the rapper from Philly. Yep, they definitely is. And they got him on from every view. They might as well took a motherfucking mug shot. It's like they got him from the side view, front view. That shit crazy. Yo, you can't get away. You can't get away with murder no more, man. Nah, I ain't block him. I just put him on timeout for 24 hours. Can't get away with murder, y'all. Like, for the young niggas that still living like this, it's just a matter of time for they catch you on one of these cameras. And I'm trying to tell you, every single person I witnessed catch life in prison was in tears, like babies. Like it's all, that's the crazy thing about it, right? It's a game until you get caught. You know, that's when the game stops. It's all fun and games, yo, until you get caught, yo, then the fun is over. Now these people got you by the balls. And they will give you life and sleep good at night. Like, I done watched them do it several occasions. And it ain't nothing nice. You can't, there's nothing you can tell a person that just caught life in prison. There's nothing you can tell them. What the fuck, it's nothing they even want to hear. So ain't no consoling you, ain't no none of that. What you can put in a pill? Yo, I mean, you know, you can appeal it. You feel me? Like that's the best advice you can give them. Other than that, you gonna have to stand on that shit, man. And they don't be trying to let niggas out. They do not be trying to let niggas out. The court Tory ain't do that though, bro. They got them clear as day. Their mother's probably like, what the fuck, son? They probably can't even go home. Mother probably put them out. No, they still live with their parents. They ain't gonna have no lawyer money. So he shot him once. Man, Shorty was a talent, man. If people don't know who I'm talking about, this is what I'm talking about right here. If y'all just coming in and you don't understand what's going on. The crazy thing about it, he called himself the voice of the youth or some shit like that.
Check. I already know just what you thinking. From the rip, you like, where the fuck you been at?
You can't call him
I ain't
that.
even got time to answer. What you should be really saying is, where the fuck you gonna begin at? As I look around, everybody going. The holidays don't even feel the same. This shit changing. You know how many moms hate Christmas? Their kids lost their spirits and got turned to decorations? All the old people hate Ryan Scepter. The devil throwing parties and he passing invitations. They know if you take the bus, you getting shot. Take the train, you getting stabbed. That's a deadly combination. Voice of the youth, it's different when I speak with it. Nowadays, even pretty girls be on beef shit. Never played the street. She in love with a street nigga. Still be alive if she wasn't in that seat with him. They say, oh, Quay, you gotta dumb it down.
Why would I ever watch anything the Game Spitter put out, real? Just think about, why would I ever watch? It's nothing the Game Spitter can say that adds value to any conversation.
You win the trophy. They don't care about no hip hop. Just make that shit catchy like you writing with emoji. If I rap like them niggas mainstream, I have a deal, have a mansion in the road. But because I really lit this shit I rap, all it left me with is PTSD and dead homies. We got a new mayor downtown, Sherelle Parker, first black woman. Oh, that's history. Until I heard she trying to bring back Stop and Frisk. Now I'm thinking to myself, like, is you shitting me? The system fucked up as it is. Cops killed the man inside his car and got fired. They said he had a gun, but he didn't. They was capping. That's the reason why my whole city rioted. They ain't say sorry to his folks. They ain't send no money to the fam, not $1. That next month, a cop got killed. Put a bounty on their head, $225,000. I said, shout out to my nigga Ricky Rank. I'm doing forfeits. Came together, then we hit the pot. I'm feeling like I'm unseen Chris. Doing trade, selling stock. Thank God I ain't missed my shot. He saw us out and he ain't have his mask. Grabbed the street sweeper, but I promise this a different mob. He ran up and all you heard was splash. Sprayed his face like windows, then came back because he missed the spot. My little bro called me from the jail. He just lost his case, he got life. I had to slump it. He said it's all good, I stood tall. I said you gonna remember inshallah, I'm home one day. I said, bro, you already know. I hung up the phone and then I cried the
And they
whole
ride him for his chain. Yo, he don't even be having on no big chains. Like, yo, they really ride him for these chains that he got on. For these chains. I just think that shit was goofy, yo. Like, that shit be sad, yo. When, like, Shorty could have left.
Philly, that's the place where I was born at. On the north side, where the lights was never on at. We window shop before we really shop. We can't afford that. They banning laws. They telling all the girls you can't abort that. 300 murders, and it still can't.
I don't fuck with Game Spitter. Cause Game Spitter make a game. He think this shit is funny. He makes satire out of black kids dying and killing. I can't never get behind that shit goofy. And this is a guy that portrays himself to be from the streets. Like, you can't be from the streets for real and think anything is funny about what's going on with these young boys. You know what I mean? Like, it's no way. Like, I just don't see a way that can even be possible. When you know the effects that murder has on families, on communities, on, you understand what I'm saying? On children. So, like, how the fuck then you then get on this bitch and try to make a game out of it? You try to make satire out of it. Man, I can't respect, yo. He's a clown. Watch that goofy ass shit. He need to wipe them tattoos off his face.
My youngin' 12, used to the murder, ain't scared of it, cause he from North Philly where you bound to see some scary shit. He died with a frown on his face, he dead serious. Nobody safe, kids killing kids, nobody raising them. Sidewalks, all the playgrounds, nobody played them. He couldn't aim, he caught a half a kill, they they still was praising him because all the shots he threw, they hit
What's up,
his
Big
back and that
Stacks?
disabled them. When I was young, we played freeze tag and had fun. You can't move until somebody touch you, then it's lit again. Nowadays, they still play tag, but with switches, and believe me, when they tag you, you ain't never gonna be in it again. Really been through pain, but it won't break me.
You only got 4 so
Ever
far.
lose a friend and grow around this kid that look just like him? Ever stole inside of stores for winter coat cause it be biting? Ever walk 20 blocks for $10 or some diapers? I know a youngin' played basketball, his mom loved him. That was her only child, so when he died, she started stressing. She still can't believe it. She think that he's still alive. Every morning she wake up, she still make his favorite breakfast. I seen cops stand over niggas until they can't breathe. Seen ops see they op gun jam, he cry cause they can't shoot. Dice game, if one nigga winning, he feeling antsy. Cause everybody losing is killers. That mean you can't leave. He ain't got a dad but got the streets, so he fine with that. She ain't got a mom but got a body. That's the side effect. He don't play with guns, but he can fight. And he died cause that nigga couldn't fight, but he could shoot. He got life as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I see mom at the mom got a battle with death. I seen time at the time smokers cop on the set and do line at the line till they get cramps in their neck. I heard the feds about to do a sweep. Can you believe it? I tell them, yeah, I can. In 3 months, we gotta vote again. He fighting murder with a PD. Can he beat it? They say, yeah, he gonna beat it when they make the gas low again. Killed they top out that same night his niggas loaded up. Slid to their block. I swear to God, I can't make this up. They spun, then 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 they spun. It's like the GPS kept fucking up.
Man, yo. That's fucked up. Shorty had talent. And he spit that shit. See, a lot of people think I don't think he's glorifying that life. I think he's just telling the world what the fuck is going on out this bitch. You know what I mean? That's fucked up they killed Joe. There's a lot of fuck boys out here that's doing niggas wrong. And they go ahead and kill Shorty. But they gonna have to stand on that though. I tell you one thing. I better not see no videos of them niggas crying in the back, no police car, and no interrogation room. I tell you that. Niggas, well, y'all want to be young gangsters? Stand on it. Nigga walk past, head up. Chin up, nigga. Catch your life and press your bump. And I try to fight out the right way. So, these Akademiks. If I get to DJ Akademiks and Dirt, we gotta go back to DJ Akademiks' interview with Quando Rondo. Quando Rondo reveals all. Reacts to Dirt getting arrested. Interview, y'all. This interview was disgusting. Just as disgusting as the interview that he did with Lil Durk. We're gonna watch both of them.
I didn't know more. That's why I named that day.
That's because they think they old. They don't realize they're young as shit. No, when I was 20, I thought I was old too. They don't realize, yo, you still got a lot of left to live, nigga. Life going. You might be 60 years, nigga. Yeah, man. Like for you, fuck around, be 60 years in prison. This ain't a big you situation where, or even Diddy, where you ain't really got that much time left. You know, you might, if you lucky, you'll live another 20, 30 years. These niggas damn near guaranteed another 40. You feel me?
No. It just is one of them nights. Earlier. Well,
So this whole interview, DJ Akademiks was trying to trick this young nigga into speaking about Lil Durk. The whole interview. Even when the conversation got swayed away from it, he brought it back to it. Yo, that is police interrogation tactics. See, a lot of these interviewers think that these young boys are stupid. Mentally, they can outsmart them. You understand what I'm saying? We heard Adam 22 just tell the little kid Gravedigger the exact same thing. He think he's stupid. Now, Quando Rondo did a great job not implicating nobody in no crimes.
Disappointments. Oh no, this ain't my YB. That's just what you gonna get if you think I would get on liquor and say some crazy shit.
No, here you go.
But down there, I'm like, boy, since I was little, keep it real. In the seafood stores down here, people pass crawfish. If you go to a seafood, if you go to every seafood,
I thought they were the scavengers or like the joint.
Shrimps are the scavengers.
My man's really told me, he said, yo, Act, listen, Yo, you know what you gotta do? You gotta start like a mukbang challenge.
Hey, once that shit get fried, oh my god.
Now you probably ain't that when you let me tell you this. This how I look at
It's
like.
a seafood. It's like, in my eyes, it's like a bunch of different dirty rice type jazz.
I look at shit. You know, I don't think he does anything for you saying, "Oh, how could this nigga pay me back?" And I don't think you hold him down in a way to say, "How could I benefit from that?" How do you find that among really anybody that you could meet?
Dash.
I should have kept it the way the fuck I had it at. Cause that's when the interrogation started. You know, just like in any interrogation, y'all. Yeah, these not. Yeah, we ready to start calling these, but these are interrogations. This is not an interview. This is the interrogation of Quando Rondo. The interrogation of Durk. And with any interrogation, right? You know that's the small talk. What's up, sunshine? That's how interrogations start. You know, when they grab you in for a body, and then they sit around and they try to talk to you about your life, talk to you about your childhood, how you grew up, you know, your family life. You know, where was you going at today? Oh, you got a job? Oh, that's great. Where you working? How long you been working there? You know, a whole bunch of small talk. Then it's like, well, where was you on October 31st, 1975? You understand what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, that's how they do. And that's what these guys do. What's up, Mickey? That's what these guys do. These are interrogations, y'all.
But it's nothing to explain.
No.
Watch how the conversation change.
I know that.
You know everything.
I know that. I know that. But what I'm saying is that, how did y'all lock in so tight? Like
Man, you
what was the
already know,
moments? Like,
sunshine.
you even mentioned that the first time you having crawfish and shit like that was Baton Rouge, right? And you being with him. So I'm wondering what led to y'all really realizing that, yo, that's my nigga right here. Like,
This nigga 6 foot. He 15 and I'm 13. Me knowing like, oh hell nah, I ain't going for that shit. Like, my little man syndrome came from like being in a situation like that, where to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to be a big dog here. Everybody gorillas, I'm a gorilla. Everybody lions, I'm a lion. You feel me? If everybody apes,
More
I'm
small
ape.
talk.
If this the
He don't care about none of that shit.
being incarcerated and you saying, yo, you gotta be a man in every situation. Some people might be like, yo, well, certain other situations happen how it happened because.
Look, here you go. Look, you see how he swayed? He talking about being a man in jail. He talking about, you know, well, some people would say other situations happen because you wasn't being a man. Yo, this is a police tactic, y'all. Like, these niggas must went to police training. Interrogation training school or some shit like that. I don't know who that is.
He couldn't take an ass right or whatever the case is.
Yeah, you too. You know they.
How do you process that?
No. Hey.
Look how he just turned the conversation over. That nigga took that shit from being in jail to King Von, the day of King Von death. What the fuck? Like, how do you even a far leap to make Akademiks? Yo, that is a far leap. Look, let me go back again so you can see how he did it.
Man, like even past situations, it'd be like, yo, you know, as you even mentioned, being incarcerated and you saying, yo, you gotta be a man in every situation. Some people might be like, yo, well, certain other situations happen how it happened because.
Hold on, I gotta pause it again. Yo, they always do that. Yo, they always say some people. Yo, how many times have we said that before? You know, some people would say, like, yo, stop putting names on these people, y'all, because some people ain't said shit. I don't know what some people said. Yo, that's always their go-to line, like that's part of their training. You know, just before you ask the question, say, you know, some people. You know, that's the tactic. You gotta say some people said this. So don't say like it's coming from you. It's coming from some people. You know, this is not. You're actually asking this question on behalf of some people, but we don't know these people. These people don't even exist. We don't put a name on it. We just know some people out here in the world. We don't know where they at. We don't know if they're in Baton Rouge. We don't know if they're in Baltimore. We don't know if they're in California. We don't know where they is. But some people would say that you wasn't a man that night. They think it's crazy. And they think they stupid, yo. But Colorado ain't bite on none of that shit. Check them out.
Ass whooping, or you can fight, or whatever the case is. How do you process that?
Right now, that bro. Hey, I already told you that, bro. I didn't.
Now look.
I never.
This is after Durk got booked. After Durk got booked, he do this. Colorado ain't had no music out. Colorado ain't go to prison his goddamn self.
Knew it was a problem. A nigga didn't pull up for that. To be honest, I was in a car sleep. Didn't even know, like, I didn't know that other artists was gonna be there. Nothing like that. I knew I was going to the club for sure. That was our plan.
Wait, so there was rumors that I was supposed to meet up there?
Hell no. Hell no.
Never.
It is sad.
No. It just is one of them nights where what club popping the most down here? And that so happened to be the club. And I was
Why were you in Atlanta, though?
I lived in Atlanta.
You did?
Why I lived in Atlanta for life?
Cause I go, like, we're in Savannah, by the way, right now. Like, this is 3.5 hours away, 4 hours.
Yeah, 3.
But you lived in, what you doing in Atlanta?
I lived in Atlanta.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. I only been in Atlanta.
Yeah, he playing stupid.
Rapper from Georgia blow up.
Yeah.
Where else they gonna move at?
That's another question I was gonna ask you.
Let you know something. Like, I don't, like, man, bro. I just peep you. You funny, boy. You funny.
Look.
I peep you. Oh, God. I don't mean that in a bad way, but you got to get a little bit more smoother. The way you stick and sneak shit in.
Oh, no. I'm always going to ask.
Look, Colorado on his ass. I know what you doing, fuck boy. See, yo, I fuck with Colorado, yo. I got a lot of respect for Shorty. You know what I mean? I think this whole situation, he learned a lot through this whole situation, and I think he's gonna come out on the better end of the stick once he finally get out of federal prison.
It might be smooth.
Yeah, and
No.
I've been dealing with the last 3.
No, hold on. I'm not trying to slide it in. Pause. I'm gonna ask. Hold on.
Keep saying some pause ass shit. Talking about pause.
Like, Diddy should go. I gotta say pause. Like I don't say pause. No. Wait. Speaking of which, no. Actually, I do want to stay on that. Even though one of my questions was, how do you make it out of Savannah? But I'm gonna get to that later.
Right.
Okay, but even with that, yeah, no. I was definitely trying to ask that. But I'm like, all right. Oh, I never knew. I never knew you were in Atlanta. You were living there in that vicinity, because again, a lot of what you have to assume this with me. I'm tapped in, but also I'm also like fan tapped in unless I know some shit. Now I be knowing some shit, but sometimes I don't know everything.
Yo,
so when I'm like,
why the fuck do you need to know everything, eh? Like, who needs to know everything? Nigga, you don't need to know nothing, to be honest.
Because I know how I move around. For me, as somebody I don't know or I don't like or we have issues, let's say we're not really into, well, for us to land at the same spot, there's like a 5-10% chance, but it's not likely.
Shit happen like that sometimes.
Right? Sure. And especially if I'm not from there. Like, for example, I go to Houston.
Yeah.
I go to Houston. I don't know who got a positive.
No one understands me. If I actually told people how I'm feeling, they would think of me differently. That is a lie that I told myself.
A positive opinion of me, or who don't? But I try to. Okay. If who gonna be here tonight? I need to know these things because it's not even because I want to avoid things.
Look,
That's the best way to go. You know what I mean?
you can tell he don't even want to talk about this. Look at his demeanor. He don't want to talk about this. He probably told Academics before the interview, I don't really want to talk about this. Why would you bring your on this platform after Durk gets booked to talk about King Von death? Like, yo, who does that, yo? Knowing the police watching. At this point, yo, everybody's aware that the police is watching. They're watching. They've been watching for years now. We done seen multiple arrests, hella indictments. They watching. So when you moving like this, you working for the police. Either it's direct or indirect. Yo, you working for the police, yo. Ain't no getting around that.
Security here. I like when my security don't gotta do nothing. I like when we don't gotta do nothing, right? So I like to avoid things. So I think that's how most people move around. So that's why I asked you. I never knew you were living in Atlanta. So I'm thinking, are you from Savannah? I'm not saying you stay in Savannah all the time, but I never knew you were there.
Shit like this, crazy shit like this goes to show you, like you just said, you never knew I lived in Atlanta. If you being brutally honest,
I'm honest.
That's crazy because sometimes people come up with their opinion on you because of a lot of unanswered questions. A lot of things left unanswered that they like. Who would have ever knew that something that simple, like you didn't know I live in Atlanta, but in my eyes, it seemed like, damn, you should know that I'm from Georgia. If I blow up and make it and rapping in any city in Georgia, of course I'm gonna expand and move to Atlanta, cause you got people from way across the country.
Everybody go to Atlanta.
They want to move
right.
to the A, and I'm right down the street.
The only reason, and I mean this honestly, the only reason why I say that to you is because I felt, to this day, even me sitting with you right now, I feel like I know a lot less about what
Academics think street niggas slow. Academics thinks that. Wack thinks that. Vlad TV thinks that. All of these guys that report in this urban culture think that the people that they're reporting on is fucking slow. And to a certain extent, it looks like, it seems that way because niggas support the fuck shit.
You were into or where you were at during that time. I know a lot about everything else.
You know what I want to ask you?
Thank you. Go ahead.
But you can't trick everybody.
I'm here to answer. I'm here to have a conversation. I'm glad you took a shot with me, man. We good now.
Look, you see how he cut the conversation short? Because he wasn't ever interested. He don't want to talk about this shit, man. Sure, there ain't no rat. You trying to get the man a rat. This is called open source snitching, y'all. For people that didn't know that word. We brought that to the internet. This is called open source snitching. Which means the feds can watch this video, pick out information, start investigations. Academics' name won't be tied to it or nothing. Coroner Rondo won't have to testify to it or nothing. It's produced as evidence just as it is.
Been a nerd in college. I got an answer.
No, I definitely did.
You got an answer. I got an answer.
No, I definitely did have the answer. Go ahead.
He in the principal office ratting all kind of shit.
That's not right. No, we're not ranting. We just getting our degree.
Straight up.
Come on.
I like that.
Civilians, come on.
And civilian game.
Now you're not there. You're not there. Hold on. We ain't certified you as a civilian. You like half street, half civilian. We.
So look, what he mean by that is, if you're a civilian, tell us what happened with King Von. Tell us about your beef with Durk. That's what a civilian would do. That's the card he's trying to play on Condo Rondo. If you saying you're a civilian like me, I snitch on a nigga. This is Academics talking, not me. I tell on a nigga. I send a motherfucker to jail. I call the police. Let's see if you'll do it. Since we civilians. That's the play he running.
We got to get you a little bit further on.
I bet. I'm going to come holler at you so I can get put down there.
Exactly. See?
Right, for sure.
Well, ask me the question. What you at?
Bruh. You don't ever think about, all right, the 9/11 terrorist attack. How long ago that was?
23 years ago. So you got it.
All right. Just say Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein, whoever. They allegedly did that, right?
That mean he gotta be a rat.
If they came in here right now, would you ask them about that?
If Saddam and Osama came in here,
yeah.
If they were alive, they dead. But
if they were alive,
I wouldn't be in the same room with them niggas. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I would just be like, yo,
if you could have got on a phone call with them, would you?
If I would ask them if they did what people accuse them of doing,
you would ask them that?
On the phone call, yeah. Because I would want to see where they stand on things. Because here's the thing.
So what Colonel Ronald was saying, if you won't ask them that shit, don't ask me about this shit. He's just trying to be respectful about it. But that's what he's saying to him right now.
If right now they put me on with Kim Jong-un, I would be like, yo, you really want all Americans to die?
I really just fucked up. You know why?
Why?
I really stopped myself from asking what I wanted to ask because I just realized, like, you know what? That's a whole nother scenario. Of course, people gonna constantly ask them why the fuck you did that.
Yeah.
So I used the wrong scenario. But long story, this is why I used the wrong scenario. To when do people let shit go? But even me, and I was 1 year old in 2001, I ain't let that shit go. You feel me? Because, you feel me, nigga, this America, and, you know, that's people lost their life and shit. But what I'm saying is this. Hey, bro, when is it the perfect time to let shit?
That is a good point.
Look, he stumped him.
You know, I've thought about that because I heard you mention that before.
Look, he stumped him. He don't know how to respond to that. He thinks Shorty's stupid. He think he's stupid.
In 10 years, if me and you do another interview, you gonna rerun the same questions? How do you capping? I'm asking.
No. I know you're asking. We wouldn't. I'm gonna tell you how we wouldn't, right?
Because you would expect some more bullshit to happen.
No. I feel like a lot of times, y'all artists, y'all people who are involved in real situations, y'all expect when y'all sit with media members or anybody else for us to ignore it, which y'all didn't ignore. Like, for example, I'm gonna keep it on you.
That's a terrible analogy. Just because they going through something, yo, that don't mean you gotta ask them. Like, yo, everybody don't need to know every motherfucking thing. We seen what happened. It's nothing else to talk about. It was all on video. We seen what happened. Motherfuckers in distant songs. It's nothing else to talk about. Leave it at that. But they like to pry information out so the federal government can get closer to making arrests.
Of course.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting here with you. So, I wouldn't talk about anything. But, like, I gotta ask these questions. Did you drop a song called The Last Story?
Right.
Hell no.
Who dropped that song?
Never in my life dropped no song called.
Do you know somebody that dropped that song?
Boy, on every day, homie, I don't know nothing about that. I know nobody know nothing about that. Last Story? Man, Last Story.
Hold on, I'll Google it. Not you specifically. But hold on. Not Last Story. End of story.
Oh, okay, cool.
Same thing. Come on now. You trying to be funny.
Right.
Nigga, I ain't trying to be funny. I ain't dropped no song called Last Story. You asked me a question, I gave you a real answer.
So put it like this. That situation happened. You know, the people going to say whatever they're going to say. Whatever.
When is you going to close the door and leave the situation alone?
When the people involved with it leave it alone.
What?
And of course, when everything gets
All right,
resolved.
I left it on.
When did you drop that song?
Look at him, yo. He just won't
That's
stop.
what I'm like.
Yo, this is
I'm glad-
yo. I just want to show people. This is not. This is an interrogation, yo. Yo, typically in an interview, right? Typically in an interview, when a person don't want to answer a question, you move on. Yo, for 15 minutes. For 15 minutes, Quando Rondo has been trying to take this conversation away from that situation. And this nigga won't let it go. He won't let it go. Yo, this is police work. That man working with the police, man. Working with the police. I don't see how people don't see it or want to see it. Working with the police, man.
Because you getting drunk in this.
Whack, all them
I'm
niggas.
always on point. So
ain't always on point if you drunk.
That's true too. I give that one.
Right.
But with my facts,
I got what I came in for.
But hold on. But I'm always on point with my facts. Put it like this. This is one of my problems I have with rap music, right? And this is, don't worry, you're not gonna be the frame. This is paying to me only. The media, and I'm part of the media. Do we at times happen to fan the flames? We probably do. Do the fans sometimes they're thirstiness for whatever fan the flames?
And same thing with the Durk situation. Like we're gonna go to that video next. Yo, when he asked Durk that question, yo, what's up, Lucky Foley? Yo, nobody was talking about no slide for Vaughn. That shit was 3 years later. That shit been died down. It was no reason for him to ask that question at all. Unless the police told him to do it.
But we're not gonna act like the artists don't. You get what I'm saying? If we talking about whatever situation, that situation happened, you drop a song called End of Story. We talking about, you know, again, this is just me talking, not you.
You know what's crazy? When I drop End of Story, cause I don't even feel like hearing all out the motive of what you got to say.
All right, I want to hear you.
When I drop, remember earlier we was talking about how strong my intuition is, and I said the way I think and I live spiritual shit so crazy. It's like shit don't even be on purpose with me. It be like it. That ain't true. Man, I ain't even talking about that shit no more.
No, hold on.
It's over.
No, hold up. Don't do that.
No, I get you. What I'm saying is that.
Hold up.
When you drop that song,
I said, hold up, don't do that. The police need more information. They gonna pay me if I don't get this out you.
You like, if I say something, all right, I'm gonna just make something up. Say you got shot in your toe, and I made something like, yo, niggas got 9 toes now. Right, you never got shot in your toes. I'm just thinking. I'm making it up. So if I just say some shit later on, say niggas got shot in their toes, something like that, right? People would be like, yo, you talking about Quando? If he got shot in his toe before, right? That's all I'm saying when it comes to the music, right? Because the music helps fans that, and it's not only you. It happens on both sides.
Bro, what I'm telling you is. Bro, I swear to God, a lot of shit be happening in my life, and I don't even be thinking like that. But in this
end of story,
bro. End of story mean it's the end of the story.
Yeah,
like I wasn't
off.
talking about it no more. That's why I named that day.
But you were referring to it, right? You still were referring to it.
Nah, bro.
You gotta think about how it go both sides. It's like a tennis court.
So this is an interrogation. This is like the police saying, "I know you was on that murder scene. I know the fuck I wasn't. Like, come on, man. Yeah, you was. We got you on video, man. That wasn't me. Come on, man. So this wasn't you. Look, we got you on Instagram with the same clothes on, man. That wasn't me. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, this is the equivalent of that. Like, how many times do he gotta say, yo? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to talk about it. That song wasn't. I don't even remember writing the song. Like, how many times did he got to do that for Akademiks to back off? And why is he so persistent? Is the question. Yo, do the fans really need to know that bad? Is Akademiks and these guys really doing this on behalf of the fans? Is niggas really sitting back biting their nails like, damn, I wonder what the fuck he gonna say? Shit, I need to know. Cause that's how they act, right? They act like that's how people are. They on the end of their seat like, oh shit, I can't wait. I'm jumping their feet. I can't wait. What he gonna say? Man, nobody care that motherfucking much, nigga. Only people care that much is the people that's trying to solve cases. Right, come on, I know you was there. You know what I mean? Only people care that much is the people that's trying to solve cases, man. It's obvious. I just be wanting to show people because people think it's a game. People can't expand their mind enough to realize, yo, that the feds is working round the clock. They got bloggers. They got podcasters. They got influencers. Yo, they is on the internet. Full throttle.
But at the end of the day, man, I ain't gonna lie, boy. That man got kids, and the mama that I know 100% love him. Me, he, whoever on my side, they got kids, and the mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bullshit that we talking about is stupid shit that could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out the shit or whatever. Like that could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way, also in the boss way. Even though, sad to say, I didn't know that a lot of shit was like it was, because you feel me? But listen, bro, man, bro.
I'm asking you face to face. Hold on. I just want to ask you face to face because
I've been trying my hardest not to get on this type shit with you, but bro, hey, listen.
I don't think you lie to me. That's what I asked.
I'm just about to tell you some real shit, bro. Nigga, grown as a fuck, bro. Nigga, I ain't got a lot of you, nigga, grown man, bro. What I'ma sit up here and lie to you for? Don't, bro. When you ask me if something true, you make me feel like, bro. Who you is to lie to? You can't put me across your lap and spank me, nigga. What I'm lying to you for? I'm not lying. I'm being honest.
I don't think you lie to me, but
and I ain't getting upset. I'm getting pushed.
I know. No, I don't think you lie to me, but you a street dude. Like, no matter how you say.
What the fuck that mean?
Like this. Cool. I'm a street.
Yeah, hold on. I'm a street. For you to admit certain shit, it's not being street, right? Because
look.
Everybody admits certain shit.
What I tell you, he trying to play that civilian card on him.
No, for you to admit certain shit is not being street.
For you to admit certain shit mean you not being street.
Like, if I'm a street nigga, I'm be like, I don't know what.
Street niggas must be loud all the time, cause the
yeah, that's real. Yo, listen.
Street niggas lie to the law.
Yo, they lie to everybody. Yo.
He's racist, exactly. He was racist, exactly. Caught himself. They lie to everybody. He just admitted he the law, man.
Yo, play this. They bring the media to me right now. Yo, do you know who killed your mans? I don't know what happened. I was just. You really know what happened? You ain't gonna tell them? Why you gonna tell them?
Why the fuck is a nigga doing the police job?
Okay. That's what I'm saying. You're a street nigga still.
How?
Because a civilian don't think about that. You still a street nigga, and you care about those codes, and it's cool. Like, the only thing I realize, you definitely dropped your flag. It's cool, but you're not fully civilian yet.
Hey, check this out, bro. If you had a weak, soft, fuck my morals, break the code ass nigga in here sitting right here listening to you, and he went out here and got in a situation and thought back, you know what? I said it was a civilian, so I ain't doing this. They on that shit, boy. Bro, I ain't no street nigga, but I stand on what I stand on, brother.
Okay, what's your moral code? Fuck the streets.
What's my morals?
What's your morals, and what do you abide by? Because I think that's what people. Because
my morals is to be the best of my morals is to be the best man I could be in this life, bro, and to be able to handle anything that come to me in a orderly and fashion and manly and solid way and take care of my family and stay out the way. Dodge death and prison. That's my morals. My morals is not to go against. Fuck with you. But bro, if I wanted to be a rat or a police ass nigga or some shit, but you see how I'm sitting up here telling you, boy, I ain't trying to kill nobody. I'm not trying to go to jail. That should let you know one thing. I don't give a fuck what nobody think at this point. So if I wanted to be a nigga that be like, you know what, boy, I ain't gonna lie, boy, yeah. I'm about to be on some academic shit. I'm about to start telling the police or something. If I was academic shit. All right, that's cool.
We civilians. No, we civilians.
No, we both. What I'm saying is this.
I don't know if you're a civilian no more.
Yo, this is the police set this interview up, man. The police set this interview up, y'all. They got academics to reach out to this boy, man. He trying too hard. Why is he? This is why we want people to understand. Why do they try so hard? All right, this will be 38 minutes in. He been trying to crack this boy for 30 minutes at least. If this was a regular interview, he'd have been moved past it and talked on and went on to something else. This shit might go on for a whole nother 30 minutes.
I wanted to be a police ass nigga. Yeah. You don't think I'd sit on this camera right now and say, I ain't gonna lie, yeah, for no, I'm calling the police. Cause I'm letting you know I don't care what nobody think. Alright, fuck what somebody else think, right or wrong. I think that it is wrong to tell on somebody. So therefore, I'm not doing that because I think it's wrong. That's just like, bro, sticking your private part in another fucking man is wrong, nigga. I'm not doing that.
Okay, that's a personal. Okay, I get
what you mean? If this wrong, this is wrong and it's right here. That mean this wrong right here. They the fucking same. I ain't doing that. That's my morals. What you mean? It's plenty shit. I'm not, all right, you got them two wrongs right there. I'm not accepting no amount of money to give no address on a nigga I grew up with my whole fucking life. I don't care if it's a real life change of $10 million. I'm not doing that. That's going against my morals. That's going against what I think is wrong. You might be like, that's $50 million. But I might be like,
I would do that.
Fuck. I'm just saying. I might be like, fuck that. This is my partner. Guess what that wrong go at? Right there with them. All right? That's 3 wrongs. I feel like wrongs. And above them is the morals. Them can't go above them. So, right? But to you, you might have all 3 of them in your face and you trying to jug and balance with it. Not me. This is what the fuck I stand on.
Basically, what he's saying is, I don't compromise my morals and integrity. Academics, you do. In layman's terms, that's what he just told that boy. I don't compromise what I stand on for no amount of money. Now, you might try to juggle yours, but I don't. You know what I mean? You might bend this a little bit to, do something else. You might bend your integrity to compromise your honor. Cornerado say he ain't doing none of that. It's all the same.
No, that's what I'm telling you. You tripping, they ain't got nothing to do with being no street nigga or none of that. This shit because the life as a man comes with self-accountability.
Fact.
And standing on and having morals and having goals, having a plan to accomplish a goal. Other than that, everything else Pacific Ocean, this shit watered down, cousin. Like you tripping. A street nigga has nothing to do with having morals. You went to where? Whatever type college you went to?
Rutgers.
Man, nigga, I ain't never stepped in the 7th fucking grade, nigga. So, right, you went to this college, I'm pretty sure you did way more positive than I ever did in my life. So, right?
No, I don't know. That nigga did
and
a lot
I'm
of
pretty
damage.
sure you have...
His ass did a lot of damage. We ain't ready to put positivity on this nigga. All the trouble he caused in Chicago with them dumbass videos.
Morals for yourself. DJ Akademiks that you're not about to break, right or wrong.
Fact.
Alright, you have a moral. You know what one of your morals is? Prime example, to me it look flawed. You have a moral. If somebody try me, I'ma call the police because I want them to suffer. And guess what I'm over here saying? That's lame, that's wrong, but that's your moral. Nigga, what the hell? That's what you stand on.
Okay, I understand.
You tripping and you not no street nigga. You a civilian, right? Went to college, did good all your life and all that, right? Alright. Man, bro, that don't make you less civilian or more of a street dude, cause
all right, so I completely agree with you. I guess the only thing people watching this would say,
there you go.
So if again,
I go to
the
people
cops.
again.
If you wouldn't go to the cops, how do you deal with people who do you wrong then?
Man, sometimes you gotta let the earth deal with people, bro.
Karma.
That's facts.
Man.
That's facts, yo.
Sometimes you can do so much wrong in life.
Sometimes, yo, and I said this before, sometimes your God won't even allow you to do things a certain. I mean, yo, for the most part, yo, people that's moving outside the lines or moving in a way that they ain't respectable or had no honor in it, they gonna get what they deserve anyway. You ain't gotta do nothing to them. Cause if they fucked you over, they fucked him over too. You know what I mean? It might be on him to do something to y'all. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, all you gotta do is wait it out. Most of these people gonna knock their self off. You ain't gotta jeopardize your life for that shit.
God just walk you through this. God.
I think he trying to explain it to him because he really fussed. He probably really want to put hands on him. That's probably what he really want to do. He really want to put hands on him, but he ain't.
You stand right there, cause the devil come pretty. The whole garden might be dead, and you see one red rose, and you say that's pretty. You reach down and touch it, the root that came up right around your hand and pull you down. You tripping, bro. You gotta let the earth handle shit. What you think we put on this earth for? We ain't put on this earth to destroy it. We put on this earth to let the earth keep earthing, nigga. Fuck you talking about? The earth, Mother Nature, let all that God, Jesus Christ, nigga, God don't want you to get revenge. You tripping, that's for him. That's for him to do. Brother, I tell you what, boy, when I do turn, Quincy Jones just died at 91, God bless the dead, so right?
90, first of all, I think we all want to live to 90.
Alright, yeah, cool, we gon' do it. Me and you, we gon' to. Stop saying, go ahead.
Wait, right here.
Yeah, listen, bro.
I don't think
Quincy
he's being
Jones,
real.
bro.
Get 500 free spins.
I think Colorado being real as possible. Karma definitely don't miss nobody. It's not always on you to teach motherfucker a lesson. Sometimes it ain't up to you, man.
Under all this.
Yeah, he not really good at articulating his point.
Entertainment music. Yes. Alright, brother, when I'm 91 and like him, walking across that whatever, to go talk to the higher power, Allah, whatever I'm believing, when I'm up in Jannah, which is heaven, at least I'm gonna be able to, this is what people don't be realizing. You know you have to go explain to God everything that you did and why you did it, even though he already know. As soon as you say, well, I'm explaining all that, your ass already in the hellfire, because he knew you was about to say that. I promise you, I got a logic and good explanation for everything I did. And just for me thinking like this, he gonna already tell me when I turn number 91. Hey, you welcome. Come on, man. That's how it go, brother. I ain't gonna lie, fuck what somebody out here think. If me killing you gonna satisfy them, fuck all that. Cause at the end of the day, boy, I ain't gonna lie, people be acting like, people be around here wondering, people be around here worrying about getting judged and all that. When your ass say, you ain't even worrying about the real judge.
Would you ever testify against anybody?
Hey, yo. I'd walk out the interview.
Bro.
I'm just asking you to ask. Like, I feel like I know your answer already.
Yo, what the fuck kind of question was that? Like, why do you even want to know that? Like, who sits back and interview a guy and be like, just let him do all this talking and be like, did you testify against anybody? Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Where the fuck that shit even got? That wasn't even part of the conversation. I just wanted to show people this is a police interview, man. This is an interrogation. We ready to change that shit. We ain't even call them interviews no more. This is a fucking interrogation, and this is what the fuck these niggas is doing.
Man, I ain't trying to do shit, but
look, they've been going on for 40 minutes
shame
now.
the devil, my nigga. All that other shit, I ain't bit, bro. Bro, man, I ain't with none of that shit. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't like that you on here asking me about this shit, cause it seemed like when y'all get to asking shit like this, shit like this go to playing out and happening, and clips like this go to rewinding.
I only ask you that nobody can bring it up and just say that they don't know.
All that you just brought up and every negative thing that I didn't like that I feel like could be a sort of like bad luck, curse type thing, guess what, boy? I cancel that and send that back to the pits of the hellfire. None of that's gonna happen to me. All let's rebuke that shit gone off me. You tripping.
How do you?
You ain't tripping.
How do you inspire? You know, again, let's get back to it. You're here for a reason, right?
Nigga, that's the main reason I'm here for a reason. We just probably needed to do this.
Now you here for. People are watching you. People have probably made their own mistakes. They've seen you, and they say, "Damn, they're looking for a message in this."
That's the message right there. You see I'm acting towards everything, and I ain't got no shame in my game. I don't want to be a part of no bullshit. I'm straight. I mean, if a problem come to me, like I said earlier, I'm going to handle it and protect myself and protect whoever around me that I love, for sure that. And I'm pretty sure the biggest FBI agent that really live for the law gonna do that for him and his. You feel me? So
they tricking him with clout.
You got people who work for the law. If a problem occurred to them in any type of way, they gonna protect them and they fam or whatever like that. So this is the message. You see how acting young niggas, YNs or whatever these little niggas call themselves nowadays, there's nothing wrong with starting to act like this. If I motivate anybody out here in the trenches, cause it's a lot of young. I was young before. I used to look out there. God bless the dead, Rich Homie Quan. I wanted to be like him. So check this out though. Check this out though. Just like I used to look up to him, I know 100% is thousands of young niggas out there look up to me, and it's thousands of niggas out there, young niggas out there that wants to move how I move. So if I got anybody out there who looking out, this is one message for here for a reason. If I got any young nigga out there looking up to me, it is cool to go to school. It is cool to do the right thing. If I can start over right now, boy, I promise you, boy, I go through 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all that just to walk across the stage and get a diploma, even though I know that shit. Nah, I ain't even gonna say that, cause you feel me? But, bro, you see how I'm acting? I don't want no problems. I don't want no smoke. It's cool to say I'm scared. I'm scared. It's cool to say I'm scared to die. I'm scared to go to jail, cause in 2 years my bitch gonna be fucking my homeboy, and my homeboy gonna be stealing out my car, and it's cool to say, boy, my uncle ain't gonna answer the phone no more, and it's gonna be days I can't make the store because everybody that told me they was gonna send me $100 ain't son. Boy, fuck all that, boy. It is cool to say you scared of that lifestyle, boy. Especially if you done living and done some shit that you look around and see other niggas ain't doing, or they ain't on the same page. Damn, all this ain't on the same page. Well, guess what? Y'all can have this book. I'm in a whole nother book.
Man, salute to Shorty, man, for not getting tricked. But I just wanted to show y'all how he did Quando Rondo. He did all of them like this. He did Quando Rondo like this. He did Young and Ace the same way when Julio died. Now, this is a pattern. That's not happening by mistake. He probably took the motherfucking interview down. Should not happen by mistake, man. Remember, he took this interview down and re-uploaded it and named it Lil Durk realest interview ever. Last interview on Off the Record.
Families love fresh strawberries and chocolate, so come on in to Bob Evans for our new chocolate
see, that's the
strawberry
thing.
farm.
See, they tricked them. They tricked them with this drill. They tricked them with this. See, this is the thing, Mickey. The drill music is the shortcut. It's the shortcut. You can become a drill rapper and in 3 months get yourself a no jumper interview. So they create this. They create this this false reality for the drill rapper by giving them these interviews and posting them on blog pages. And so if you young and ignorant, you coming from these environments, you think you gaining traction. You think I'm getting on. Yo, I got a no jumper interview. I got a DJU interview. On the couch TV want to come to the hood. You understand what I'm saying? You think you're getting on because they paying you. But all you doing is getting closer to the death date or getting closer to a prison cell. It's a game. And it preys on ignorance. You understand what I'm saying? They can only do this. A motherfucker with a full mind and understand that you can't trick them like this. But they trick them with these interviews. They trick them with clout. But a lot of times, you're not even going to chance to enjoy the clout. You ain't going to really get the clout that you get killed or go to prison for the rest of your life. So you're really not benefiting. The average drill rapper only get 2 years in the limelight. That's it. King Von, 2 years. Bloodhound Lord Jeff, 2 years. They only get 2 years before they go to prison or get killed. That's it. Maybe 3. If you're lucky.
Really coming on me like, man, you gonna be the one.
Now watch how he tried to get Durk. I'm ready to ride the store real quick.
But I'm like, man, this nigga keep on fire. Y'all telling me this just so I can feel good and shit. So when I found my niche of what I want to talk about and rap about, it was like, I'll be telling like motherfucker life story and shit. Like, I'm their therapist type shit.
So, what did you think? You know, I remember, I feel like I've told the story a bunch of times. You dropped from Def Jam. This is about maybe 2014.
They go to small talk.
Right? You dropped from Def Jam, and a lot of people at this point, they say, well, the drill movement is done. They count you out.
I never really looked at myself as a drill artist, though.
Really?
Never ever.
How'd you, I mean, you were benefiting from the drill wave. What'd you look at yourself as?
No auto. But I really was, like, literally on the block, and they used to be like, why you singing? Why you singing? You singing, you supposed to be. I'm like, it's just how I rap.
Yeah.
So I always been like the outcast, like being different from everybody from over there.
But when you and Def Jam parted ways, did you kind of feel at that point though, like, man, I've probably seen the peak, and I don't know how it might go after this.
I ain't give a fuck though. Cause Def Jam, I don't know if it's real, but shit, I think Def Jam signed me because of Keith.
Really?
They were just looking for anybody to sign. So I really wasn't paying. I wasn't really understand that for real.
So you don't think they understood you, or maybe?
Nah. I was rapping just rap. I was just rapping. They like, this nigga singing and shit. This nigga Reese going crazy. They talking about Bang Bang, and I'm talking about Molly Ward and shit. So.
But at that moment,
Molly Ward.
I remember at that moment though, I felt like you had to go through a grind that maybe a lot of rappers are not familiar with, in the sense of you got to now navigate through the independent waters and doing it on your own, as opposed to like coming in and a label just calling through the whole process. And man, shit,
a lot of people always ask, like, not only do I feel like I owe even part of my career to, like, the Chicago movement, and I covered people like you, Keith, Reese, rest in peace, Fredo Santana. I remember when you were in that situation, you were reaching out directly. Like, it was like, yo, act. What up, yo, listen, I'm dropping some shit. Fuck with you.
You know what it was? I made This Ain't What You Want. I ain't went to jail. And Def Jam was like, we ain't put no money behind it. So like when I got out of jail, I had to start all that shit back over. At this point, like everybody was like, Keith was always higher, but everybody was like then on the same level a little bit. I got out of jail, I'm off him and Rishi, Fredo, smoke hot. So I'm like, I gotta catch up. They don't hear no singing shit, they don't hear none of that shit. So I had to just figure myself out. And when I finally figured myself out, that's when I became the voice.
Yeah, definitely, I think that period defines a lot of how you even got to be here. I mean, I remember a few people who was rocking with you fully. Like, especially, Future was fucking with you heavy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Still is, that's my brother.
Like, do you kind of remember those moments when, you never counted yourself out?
No, Future is one of the ones, Meek was one of the ones, to this day, who always be like, I told you. And I told you, when I was like, man, people used to tell me that shit, I used to be like, man, y'all saying that because them two niggas was like, for real. It was more of them, but it was them.
Now here go the small talk.
Because Future had a super relationship with my brother D-Dan. A clip come out the mom.
Did you know you can use AI to create voiceover?
They always give you a whole bunch of small talk. At least the first couple minutes.
Man, that nigga, he crying like a mother. Hell no, I ain't crying. Like, I'm a real warrior. Like, I'm different. Like, the one type shit.
Did you ever feel guilty, though? Like,
guilty?
In a sense of...
It's like death?
What comes with sometimes the entertainment...
What the fuck you mean? Hey, real, you gotta be in your 20s. Yo, interviews didn't talk about crimes, yo. Believe it or not, y'all, for the young generation. Believe it or not, it was a time when, in interviews, they didn't talk about your crimes. They talked about your rap music. They talked about your albums coming out. They talked about what was your next endeavors. No. Why we ain't in that time no more? Why aren't we in that time no more? We not in that time no more because they choose. That's a choice. These rappers ain't asking for that. They're not asking to come up this bitch and get motherfucking interrogated. The fuck is you talking about, man? There you go being stupid again. I'm ready to stop responding to you, real. Yo, he didn't pull up to get interrogated.
Life and the money, right? You said there's people that's jealous. The reason why they're jealous is because probably your success, they can't get to you. Or they're going to try to hurt people around you because they feel a certain type of way about you, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was at a point I felt guilty. And that was like back this and the dead and doing this and doing that. And it's like, damn. Anybody right here with me 24/7. So if I'm dissing them and shit going up and he end up dying or he end up dying, I'd be like, damn. Like I should have just, you know what I'm saying, play it different, play it way smarter, but we know it had guidance either at the same time.
I hate to always be that blunt with you, yo, but somebody gotta tell you.
I heard someone say, they were like, yo, man, Durk done made it, man. Why you still aim lyrics or bars at
what's making it?
I guess you're rich and successful. You got a lot of money.
But what's making it? Because I can call somebody that got, we're not throwing a rapper name out there, but I can call somebody that got more money than one of the biggest rappers in the world.
I guess they're saying that.
Yo, real, you gotta be dumb, yo. Yo, how do you hide? Yo, if I'm over this bitch interrogating people, how do I take no blame? If I'm over this bitch intentionally asking police ass questions, how don't that person take any blame? Like, what world are we living in? Like, yo, we are living in a fucked up world, man. Like, yo, for real, like, yo, they be saying some of the dumbest shit and really believes it. Like, yo, they say some of the dumbest shit in the comments and niggas really believe it. That's just stupid, bro. Like, yo, you must be born in the 90s, in the 2000s or something. Like, yo, that's not how the world used to work. Like, yo, everybody's accountable for what they do. I'm accountable for what I say. You're accountable for the questions you fucking ask. We trying to absorb the accountability from everything that these motherfuckers, they doing all this police shit and they not to blame at all. They take zero accountability. Ultimately, it's up to the rapper. Ultimately. But when are these niggas gonna start carrying their platform with some level of integrity? You know the police is watching. Why the fuck you asking police questions? Give me a logical reason, real, since you know every fucking thing else. Give me a logical reason. If you know the police is watching, why are you asking police questions if you ain't working for the police? If you can't answer that, I'm blocking you for 24 hours. That's not what I asked you, y'all. Answer the question. If you know the police is watching, because we all know this, you know the police is watching, why are you asking police questions? What's the incentive to ask police questions when you know the police is watching? If you ain't working for the police. You got one more answer, yo. You don't give me an answer, I'm blocking you for the next 24 hours. Yeah, you can't answer it. Yeah, ask AI, that's what the fuck they doing. They might as well just come straight out. He might as well come out with a badge on. You know what I mean? Full police tactical gear. You know what I mean? What you disguising for? Might as well come out and open and say, yo, I've been working with the feds for 15 years. You know what I mean? Here's my accolades. Yeah, but I don't have no problem with disagreeing when you make sense. Like, he just saying anything. He not saying nothing. He can't answer no question. He's just talking. Like, we don't do just talking over here. We explain things. And the dumbest shit in the world is when people say, well, how you gonna blame the podcasters? Yo, you can blame every motherfucking body. Now, Durk can't blame nobody. The niggas that's getting up here getting interrogated, they can't blame a soul because you answered the question. That's something you gotta deal with. But us, as the people that's watching it, we can blame everybody involved. We can blame the motherfucking cameraman. The fuck you? Why the fuck you record that? You can blame any motherfucking body because it's like any crime that's committed, any conspiracy. It's always multiple people to blame. Everybody, you the driver, you the shooter, you got rid of the gun. That's what accessory active. That's why you have accessories to a crime. But for some reason, since they like these fuck boys, since people that's not involved or don't have no understanding of what's going on in the streets, since they like listening to it, it intrigues them. They don't mind these fuck boys going up here doing that shit. This shit don't intrigue me. I know what happens when a person get arrested, and especially somebody like a Durk or a Carno Rondo or one of these guys that the breadwinner for their family. Yo, that shit can fucking strain the family. Everybody fucked up. And these niggas are willingly asking police questions. But they saying they ain't working for the police. You gotta be. Yo, it's no excuse for that. You got to be. Whack 100. Charleston White. Yo, whenever you DJ Akademiks, whenever 1090 Jake, Whenever you are asking police-ass questions or doing police work in 2025 on this internet, knowing that it been federal indictments that came down, it been state charges that came down, we know about open source information, Vlad, we know this. We know they watching. We know they build cases off social media. So if you got a podcast, you got a platform, you bring somebody on your platform, and you ask them police-ass questions, you working for the police. I don't give a fuck if you're on the payroll or not. Exactly. And normal people don't like that's what I've been trying to explain. There's no incentive. There is no incentive for me to get a rapper on my platform and start asking them about crimes. I don't even want to know that bad. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to know. I don't think that people need to know whatever this person got going on in the streets, that you deal with that shit in the streets. I don't need no information that ain't already out. The people don't. I have no incentive to ask. And people getting killed.
You don't live like meaning your reality these days is foreign cars, a lot of money, mansions. You're not in those.
See, I ain't in that world.
Neighborhoods anymore that you can't escape. This is a choice for you, while for them it's not a choice.
No, I'm getting better at it. My decision making, my thinking, my choice of people to hang with, everything that got better. You know what I'm saying? I'm to move the negative energy from around me. See everything slow down now and everything like.
Yo, people gotta realize too, yo, when it come down to dirt, yo, you gotta. This the thing, yo. Nobody is factoring in when it come down to dirt in this whole situation. And I ain't said he did nothing, but you talking about a situation where nigga King Von get murdered, then his brother got killed right after that. Man, ain't no telling what the fuck was going through Shorty mind, man. Yeah, man, you can tell his whole music was different back then. Yo, you lose a close friend and your brother within a year time frame. When Ron got killed, 2019. When Deep Thing got killed, 2020, 2021. Like, yo, that fucks with you mentally, yo. Shorty probably lost it. And it happens sometimes, you know. There's only so much the human brain can take, man. And we ain't even talking about the other losses. We just talking about the ones we know about. $20 years, so it was right afterwards. All this shit happened in public. Shorty probably lost his motherfucking mind, man. And he had to gather himself. It just so happened that, you know what I mean, he found himself in this situation. But that don't mean this motherfucker got the right to interrogate the nigga.
Better team.
I'm ready to ride to the store, y'all. I'll be right back.
Like, nigga, when I say almost healed, I'm talking about I didn't fire my whole management team. I had to take over my bills. I had to take over the taxes. I had to take over who I was paying. I had to find out who's stealing. I had to find out who fake. I gotta find out motherfucking who I could trust. I gotta find out what a safe place to everything at one time. Everything at one time. And all this is happening in 2 months.
What happened that gave you that realization, like, yo, y'all gotta make a change? Because usually people gotta bump their head.
This is recently. This is last year. This is last year. Like I rather sit back and game plan and figure out how I want to live my life before I even step back in the camera to try to get some quick money. I could easily came back dissing, and I can do all that. I could say let's go to the celebrity game and play ball for money. Let's box. Let's motherfucking
Get a load of this.
The new jackpot ticket from the PA lottery.
With top prizes of $1 million.
You think we should say something?
Rap, battle, beat, whatever you call it. I can do all that, but I'm a thinker.
I want to sit back. I'd be like, damn, I gotta leave this for my kids. I gotta make sure bro them good. I gotta make sure bro them mama good. I gotta make sure bro them who died, they kids good. I gotta make sure. So one word, one bar I say or anything can fuck everything up.
What was the difference between obviously clearly the stealing shit, some other shit, but what was the difference between like your old team and the current team in whether it's energy or just the path you were headed on? What do you feel that change did for you in terms of, allowing you to make better decisions?
It was like I was being carried.
What do you mean?
Like just say if I have security, right? Just say we do a show, and they'll be like, I'm just gonna throw a number out there that I can prove. So just say a show would be like, man, they want to give you 500.
500,000?
Yeah.
You get 500,000? I'm asking for real there. I'm a pocket watcher. I gotta ask.
I got real proof. Like everything I say in the interview is real. Everything I say is like 1,000 type shit. Proof. Can show you after. Can show you when you actually live, whatever. But so in my mind though, at the time I'm thinking like, okay, bet 500. I'm gonna take 500 home. But I'm not even thinking like, damn, I gotta pay the security. I gotta pay drivers. I gotta pay all my kids' mamas. I gotta pay this. I gotta do this a month. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. So when I'm walking away, they just handing me the cash. I'm just putting it in my pocket, putting it in my bag and shit. Yeah, you go to the back end. I bet. So the whole time, if you getting 500 show and the motherfucker take, let me give you an example, 10,000. You're not gonna really see 10,000 going 500.
Yeah.
I paid security. I paid him. I paid her. I paid this. I paid that. You good? I hear your room key. All right. Like at the time, I went in there really just counting my money. Like how much he could pay. How much he could pay. I was just like through this whole time, I was just like blind. So
you
now
had a big team too, right? I told you were gonna pull up here with like 50 niggas.
For what?
Well, I would think that you would move heavy, especially like,
man, I believe in high power, man, and I know, never mind, and I know some of these niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't come around this motherfucker Dolo for real. Let me stop playing.
So you kind of figured out that it probably less is more.
I just not a move. I'm not a move, bro. I'm not a move. I'm just gonna say that.
And you realize at least with your team, like in downsizing, you're like, less is more, right? You probably was doing a lot of redundancies. You start realizing that you're just not in control of what's going on with your career, and you probably take control now.
Like credit from holding my IDs to holding my credit cards. I want to buy India a motherfucking car. I got to go through 3 different people for me to make it happen, cause my credit ain't right, or so it was just like,
yeah,
it was like I was like a little boy or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then being there talking like I'm a big dog, like, man, what? Hey, woo, I got, but I got to go through 4 different people to buy her a car. I got to go through 4 different people to buy me a car. Don't know how much the car is. After taxes, I just tell them to buy it. Whole time, they probably already had it for the low. Kept the extra, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, that happens to a lot of people as they scale up. Like at this point, you know what I mean? And
you can't steal a dollar.
Yeah, at this point
today, you can't steal
you log into your own bank account, though?
Ass, yeah.
You log into your own bank accounts and like check your balance.
I check my balance. I got a financial advisor. My new management helped me just like manage my money now. Just like shit. Why would you buy that and you fuck with them? Call them, tell them, send you some shit. It'd be like the smallest shit. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like the smallest shit to help. And it'd be like, damn, they could have did that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good. So that's part of the healing process. Then, when I hear the album "Almost Healed," I'm thinking, there's been a lot of trauma that you obviously been through, and however you dealt with it. I feel like you're trying to come out on the other side. Even a song with Cole. Like I'm like, this sounds like a guy who could focus on other things other than dwelling in maybe the anger and the hate and the resentment came from the trauma.
Yeah. Almost Healed, like, it came from...
Open the door to managing your listings and finances like a pro on Booking.com.
Going live. 1, 2, 3, keeping track of three-pointers for 4 quarters. The plays you can't help but replay. This is the sport of love.
When you started doing Chirac, to now.
True.
Because I really don't do interviews and really express my feelings. I really don't do interviews, sit down and be like, yeah, man, I feel like this at this time. Like, nobody really knew how I felt when my brother died. Nobody really knew how I felt when Vaughn died. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just wonder. And they put their own perspective together. On YouTube, Durk, man, they say Durk was in the car with baby eyes, white, looking scared. He just, go ahead, y'all got that. Get paid off y'all YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I never been the type to really to address it. But it's like, me, they'll look and be like, Durk looks scared, man. Damn, Durk, ooh, they said this. Durk
they constantly try to say that. They're like, every time we see his eyes in a photo, he look like he's terrified.
No, this is what I'm going to tell you. Durk look terrified. Durk can't come to his block. Man, Durk homies hopped on live and said this. Motherfucking Durk did this. What you gotta think about it? Durk and put everybody on. Durk take care of all his niggas and his family. Motherfucking, I never got a chain took. I never got it beat up. I never got smacked. I never got moved around. I never got nothing took from me. None of that. So if you really sit back and really think about it, you be like, how the fuck y'all saying he looks scared because his eyes? But if you really think about it, you be like, he never got took. Some of the biggest, quote unquote, gangsters, the rappers y'all see today got shit took from them.
I think they're looking at it in the aspect of they feel the walls are closing in around you, and maybe you know it, in the sense of if you see people who might get imprisoned or people who might get hurt around you, at a point you start feeling
that shit been going on since 2000. That shit been going on since what 13 to 2009 away. Like, to ever feel like to be like I'm next is like, that's when you start moving the fear. You ain't gonna never start having fun. I'm next is what you said. I'm putting up in here with 70 niggas. Man, I feel like I was next, man. I don't know what. Hell no. I put them over 2, 3 deep. I'm thinking about the money on. I'm thinking about motherfucking how I'm finna get my kids together. I ain't thinking about no niggas. Like, niggas don't even cross my mind. Like, 0%.
No, hold on now. Because I think this is a misconception, or I think you would say it's a misconception. There's a lot of people who feel like you into it with them. Or you're dissing them, you're sneak dissing them.
You know what it is? I just don't. It's like a motherfucker feel like they deserve more than my kids. So if I say your ass can't come around me no more, then guess what? Man, fuck that nigga Durk. I ain't fuck that nigga. I ain't fuck that nigga. He can't. No, we ain't playing this shit no more. Ago is all Durk. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. So I start letting people manipulate my mind like that, like I need them.
Yeah, I wish I was like, I won't call any names, but I'll be watching a lot of the little Chicago inner rumblings, and I'm seeing dudes that they're calling you out, and I'm like, before they were saying you were real nigga now.
Never mind being scared.
And I'm like,
everybody's scared sometimes.
I don't want to say the dude's name, but there was a couple dudes got it.
Say that name. See, I'm thinking this academic that we finna get the whole.
I actually don't remember his name. It's like TH.
Nah, you don't know that.
Now, this is the thing, too, y'all. It's not about asking the questions. It's about asking the question. You get the answer. You ask the question again. They try to duck the answer again. You ask the question. Like, that's the interrogation part.
Yeah. Because I want, like, for one, safety. You know what I'm saying? And I always look at that, like, for my family and definitely, like, my kids. So it was some shit. It was some shit that happened in Detroit. It was some, like, long time ago, and I was gonna bring my son. And they called, like, man, two of your artists just did some shit. Ooh, they ain't called me, tell me. I dropped them. So I'm like, man, I'm bringing my son out there. Like, we sold that bitch out. It was like, I forgot where it was at, but it was like 7,000-8,000 sold out. So I'm like, I'm bringing my son. I'm like,
yo, he can use that as a defense for that text message. I had a situation in Detroit. The two of my artists did some shit they ain't tell me. So now, I tell them don't book no fights associated with me. That could be a defense. Hope his lawyer seen this interview. Sure he did. I told them, yo, when they book fights, don't book no fights associated with me. Straight up, because they done got me in trouble before. Almost had me bring my son out that bitch. Whole time they did something, ain't even tell me.
so you put my son in danger. You don't pick sides, so they make it like, okay, I fuck with this. Like I told you, I called you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna drop this shit. I just know I'm in the studio working. Next interview gonna be yours.
Hey, I'm glad you say that because
the police probably listened to that whole conversation. No, they had phone tag. Police probably listened to that whole conversation. Said, "Hey, we got something for you, baby." We heard Durk say, "Next interview yours." We just want you to run these questions through. Yeah, man. Run these questions through, man. Police ass nigga.
I felt that was in a very tough position, and I'm gonna expound on this.
I know why.
I was in a tough position with the 6ix9ine thing. The 6ix9ine was.
Look, see what Durk tried to do? I was in a tough position. Before he responded, I know why. But Akademiks, being the police interrogator he is, he really was talking about that being a young boy. But he switched it and said the 6ix9ine thing. Because he's still trying to line Durk up into what he ultimately here to talk about. And that's the Lil Pab situation. That's Quando Rondo. That's NBA Youngboy.
Somebody who
I be trying to point this shit out to y'all so y'all when y'all see it, y'all recognize it. Because I know a lot of people do, but some people don't. Some people don't recognize the games when it's being played in real time.
You know, he showed me a lot of love, especially early on during his career. He happened to get beef with everybody in the game. But I feel like with you and him, and especially Vaughn passed away, it got personal. And I just remember, like, even thinking, I'm like, I understand playing the media side, you're trying to be neutral. Like, if you said anything, I'm going to post it. If he said anything, I'm going to post it.
I just don't take him serious.
But there was moments, like, I had a conversation with him.
It's just niggas like that. Like, I don't take serious. Like,
the Vaughn stuff, I had a conversation with him. I said, listen.
See, they gonna do that. They gonna troll. It's called clickbait. But, you know, everybody gonna talk shit. Everybody want to sell records. Everybody want a name. Everybody want to stay popular.
How did you feel during that? Because I felt conflicted.
I never gave a fuck. Like, I never ever gave a fuck.
Even when people are like disrespecting, that's like your bro. You know what I mean? So like,
but just like what I'm gonna do. You think I'm finna hop on that and tell you I'm finna kill you? You think I'm finna do an interview? When I catch you, I'm knocking you the fuck out. You already know that's happening. So it's like, I play mind game. I just sit back, watch. I like gonna know what's going on. Oh, you just said this about Durk. Guess what Durk post? India. Some shoes. I'm not falling for that shit. Like, I know it's not like.
Why don't you engage? Because a lot of people engage
like that.
Yo, he asked him, why don't he engage? What the fuck? Yo, ain't that a good thing? Yo, the man asked him, why don't he engage? Like, that's an issue. Like, start engaging. Beef with these niggas. Argue online. The fuck is you doing, Durk? We need content.
That conversation back and forth. Like, for example, if you tweet somebody who they think you don't like right now and say, fuck you when I see you.
Shopping for tires used to be like pulling teeth. That was before I went to TireRack.com.
You did. And then you drop a song or you drop an album or you whatever. They're like, yo, this is the biggest gangster because he tweeted it.
No,
like, so the internet sometimes feeds into it.
No, the internet. Then when you see him, then he dead. Then guess who they gonna come see? That's how I look at it. Everybody looking at it like the internet. I'm gonna say this just to get this popping. I real life try to stay out the way because it's like the people behind me, the knowledge I got behind me, the leaders I got behind me. I try not to get into it with people. Like I'm trying to turn all the hate to love.
So,
cause it's like I know, sir.
This is another person that's trying to move past all the bullshit, just like Quando Rondo was. And Akademiks are trying to bring him back.
Nigga, I just can't take serious. Like, I know, like I can show you receipts. I can show you a DM from a motherfucker like, hey man, I'm gonna make a motherfucker say sorry. I'm gonna make him say sorry. And he ain't mean to say that. That don't go. I got all that. But it just be like, posted for what? I'm trying to get $1 billion or close to it. So me posting something, you saying you don't want no problems after you know what I'm saying?
So let me stay on the 6ix9ine thing. Y'all issue is a little bit just kind of odd. I think all your issues always, especially rap issues, because
really, that man had no issues with 6ix9ine. He don't take 6ix9ine serious. He already told you. They don't take him serious. There's no issue. You can't. Yo, what would Durk look like beefing with 6ix9ine? Yo, look, what would anybody look like beefing with 6ix9ine? 6ix9ine's a fucking certified rat. You knew he was a rat before he told. Ain't no real street guy or no real person that stand on anything is going to stoop low enough to beef with fucking 6ix9ine. Never took him serious. He never was no real threat. Never was a danger to nothing. He was just a fucking fun boy with rainbow hair. And he trying to make a whole conversation out of when he just told him 5-10 minutes ago that he don't take him serious. All right, next question. There's nothing else to talk about after that.
Then with the people who you might have real issues with, and they all from your city. It's never like some rap dudes. You know what I mean? So when I see you and a rap dude kind of getting into it, I usually kind of look at it to see what is this about. But you on the 6ix9ine thing, there was a time he was calling you out constantly. I think he felt at that time I'm hotter than Durk.
No,
so
6ix9ine was the fucking police. I think 6ix9ine worked with the police since he first came into the industry. I think 6ix9ine was brought into the industry and linked and put with the motherfuckers Treyway, whatever fuck bloods they was to take him down. If you look at that 6ix9ine indictment, like I always tell y'all, all the crimes they are charged with are 6ix9ine related. If you take 6ix9ine out the equation, them boys probably still be home. Go look at that. Go look at their charges. Everything damn near they is charged with is because of 6ix9ine. The Casanova shit, the Chief Keef shit. It was all 6ix9ine. And they all caught 1,000 years in prison and 6ix9ine snitched. That's why 6ix9ine was coming at Durk. He was trying to trick him out the streets.
I want to say, and you know what I mean, like a little boy. And I remember, you know, I think he had said something. I think it was aimed to maybe you and Herbo, but it was just like, oh, niggas is saying they platinum in the streets or whatever the case is. And he was talking about first week sales with you constantly.
I never cared about that type of shit.
Because you got to be leery of the guys. I always tell y'all, the guys that got these cases, they get a case like Charleston White. Yo, you got to be leery of the guys that get cases and then blow up. Gotta watch them niggas, man. That's a little odd. It's a lot of them. You know what I mean? Terrence Gangster Williams, they come out the feds. Next thing you know, they on the internet on every place. Yo, you gotta watch them niggas. Something ain't right about it. I don't know what it is. I'm just saying, keep an eye on it. It's a lot of them guys. Charleston White run-ins with the police. Now he on the internet. 6ix9ine caught the charge with the girl, with the underage girl. Next thing you know, he talking about Blicky with the sticky, whatever the fuck he said. Yeah, man. Gotta watch them niggas. Start paying attention to the ones that have a wild case, and then next thing you know, they on the internet and they got a following and people supporting them and people sharing them. It's a little strange, a little odd.
You understand? Like, I care about taking care. I care about family. I care about my niggas. I don't care about album sales. Like, I really don't give a fuck about album sales. Like, it don't matter. Cause any rapper.
It's time to take a spin on the new Fanatics Casino app. We're dropping $2 million in fan cash. So every week you can play for a chance to win.
From the biggest to the littlest, respect me. And not like on no, I respect. No, they fuck with me. And I fuck with them. I respect them. So there ain't no album sales. We gonna get the support. If the music ass, the music ass.
I know for him, he felt once you got at him with that song with Drake, please don't play that little boy in the club. We don't want some rats or whatever. I personally felt you shut the chapter on going back and forth with him or issues with him. I just want to hear from the horse's mouth, like, what was your overall thought before it, and then why after that song I've never seen you kind of address it again, really, except for this recent deal which you want to talk about.
Cause I'm knock all your teeth at your mouth. That's all I think in my head. I'm gonna see you. I'm knock all your teeth at him. I don't want nobody dead. Why I want you dead? Give me a good reason why I want 6ix9ine dead.
Well, I think people thought. I think people
know that's their situation.
There you go, them people. Always talking about people again.
What did you do that somebody else ain't doing YouTube or something?
Well, a lot of fans thought that maybe you just hated him because he cooperated. He told.
I hate all rats. If you ever told, you ever tell, I hate you, like with a passion, like, cause that took away half of my. That made me who I am today. That took away half of my life. Like, motherfucker telling them my pops and that's what, you know what I'm saying, I needed. So I was raised by a woman. You know what I'm saying, which is my mama, who taught me where everything I know. So I really hate rats with real passions. Like, I hate you bad. I'm looking to the camera. I hate fucking rat. But other than that, it's like, what you do?
I don't think people realize that. Like, it might not. I think they thought it was specific to him. It's just you're just not a fan of
what the song.
Well, I guess you're saying they thought your feelings were more personal to him rather than you're like, yo, I just don't fuck with you because you.
Why?
Why? I don't think people realize that.
I see shit from a mile away.
I don't think people realize that.
I can have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your way is gonna cooperate.
When he first popped out, did you think that he was like that? He was doing a lot of trolling. He was doing a lot of trolling. Now I'm asking you.
Did you think he was like that?
I'm gonna answer truthfully.
Nah, it's a yes or no. Nah. Did you think he was like that?
I knew he wasn't like that.
No.
I always thought
he was obvious what I'm saying. I hung out with him one day.
You can't do that. Nah. Look.
Be honest. No. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I give it.
I do what you asked. No.
No. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I'll give it to you. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I'll give it to you. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I'll give it to you. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I'll give it to you. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I'll give it to you. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I'll give it to you. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I'll give it to you. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I'll give it to you. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I'll give it to you. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I'll give it to you. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I'll give it to you. All right, hold on. I'll give you the short answer. I'll give it to you. All right So I said yes or no. I said no, but because I hung out with him,
that's what I like.
And I saw Daniel, and I was just like, why don't you show the world this instead of
who's Daniel?
That's his real name.
Okay.
So I saw him. So I was like, this is you. Like, you know, like get up, you hang with your friends. This is you in a natural environment, like the gangbanging stuff. But also, I'm not a gangbanger. You know what I mean? I've never been in the gang, so maybe I connected with that more. But I would have said, nah, this is just now you gonna hate me for telling the truth. Durk over here trying to play my game. Yo, Durk, you be playing chess. You're playing chess.
Nah. I know you get your couple dollars getting back popping a little bit, man. Not talking shit. I'm talking shit.
When you mentioned his name on the song with Drake, was that deliberate? And did you say
I never said his name?
Well, I know, but when you had that, because that bar is like infamous, did you say I would never talk about him again?
I was talking about all rats. I never implicate myself to nobody.
Yo, this guy. Yo, Durk think he play mind games. I play mind games too.
No, I never said no name. All right. So if I make a rapper say what I say, you gonna say,
please do not play that little boy in the club because we don't listen to rats. If you all right,
that could have been anybody.
You too. So if we're in the club right now and the DJ is about to play Gunna, would you let him play Gunna?
Who?
Gunna.
They ain't got nothing to do with me. That's DJ. That's the DJ set.
Would you play Gunna in the club?
Would I play Gunna in the club?
Yeah.
No.
Why'd you unfollow him? Y'all had a hit song. Y'all had a hit song together. Which, by the way, I ain't gonna lie, What Happened to Virgil is a fire fucking song.
Appreciate it. And look.
God damn it. What's up, y'all? We just going through Akademiks interrogative style tactics. The interrogation of Durk. We watched the interrogation of Quando Rondo. Now it's the interrogation of Durk.
You following back right now?
Follow him back.
You never unfollowed him.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, nigga.
I never unfollowed Gunna.
You see, he trying to mind it. Do you think Gunna's a snitch?
I promise you, I never follow on my kids. I never unfollow them.
You never follow?
On my kids, I never unfollow them.
I am.
Okay.
I don't know if it was. I don't know who unfollowed.
All right. Well, you got a whole song dissing him. You said, "What happened to Virgil?" He probably gonna tell.
Who?
Gunna.
Who? If this was the courtroom, and you sitting up here and telling me who I'm talking about.
Do you consider? I'm asking.
No, I'm actually. If this was a courtroom,
yeah, I can't tell you who you're talking about. So now,
so that's assumptions.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So let me ask you directly.
So now you putting your story together yourself. I never said nobody's name.
Do you believe that Gunna is a snitch?
Huh?
Do you believe that Gunna told?
That. Man, I don't sit up and play games, man. That man told. If you should have went in there and kept your mouth closed.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was. I thought you were trying to reverse it. I'm like,
hell no.
I'm like,
I just said I never. No, I just said I never.
That scares you. I'm like,
hell no. I never like. I follow. I don't know. I never like. Why I didn't? I don't know. I just don't take that shit, Instagram, and all that shit, type shit serious. But if you a rat, you a rat. And if you rewind this clip a little bit, I looked to the camera and I told you, if you a rat, I fucking hate you. Cause I love Thug.
Did you ever think though, a little bit though, right? Like you have a hit song with him. Like I ain't gonna lie, if I have a hit song with the guy.
If I got a hit song with somebody, and I'm not even talking about Gunna. If I got a hit song with somebody, and that motherfucker got 10 times platinum, I'm never playing it on stage.
If he took, nah, you're lying. You can't hate rats that much.
I can say right now, I'm finna get back on that old shit. I'm finna diss everybody. Fuck that shit. I get calls from real ones like Pops, motherfucker in jail, motherfuckers who still got more. Hey, don't do that. That little nigga shit, don't do that. I still got. Excuse my language.
Yo, that's why, yo, if Durk father was around before this whole all this shit played out, yo, Durk, he wouldn't even be in this situation.
Story.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Like this just advice. If you ever get jammed up, this you do. What happened? Call my lawyer. That's it. I'm not gonna tell you this is how it happened.
Durk was under investigation, man. He said it on one of his streams after Durk got booked. He knew he was under investigation. He brought up on here and asked him police ass questions.
Me and him in the car, ain't mine, all that goofy shit, that's snitching. That's dry snitching, that's snitching. That's what I'm gonna say. But everybody don't live by the rules. So it don't matter. So me arguing I'm talking about just in general. Me arguing with a motherfucker who don't care about that type of shit.
Let me ask you, but get nuanced though, like, if you hear that somebody, like, for example, in the Boss and Richard shit, like, the nigga, like, 17, like, come on, bro, like, 17, like, bro, you a child, bro, like, you know what I mean? You trying to get out of trouble, like.
I was 7 months when my daddy went to jail.
Yeah, but like, if they put cuffs on you and bring you to the station,
Get out when
tell us something.
He got out when I was 26. So, if you were 17, 27, 37, you took 26 years away from me and my daddy. Alright. If you tell, it's in you.
How big are you into your faith? Because, you know, I think sometimes people
can tell you I'm a real nigga, like, I can really tell.
I told Drake to say that. Like, yo, Drake. Your quote-unquote industry friends, which I guess he lumped me in.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He like, I'm trying to get this shit together. And I was just like, I don't want no parts of it.
He be in the whole Kanye world thing, though.
Yeah,
but I think he could.
Twist is like one of the ones I'd be like, I got mid. It was some.
She be tweeting some subliminal shit like, nigga, that ain't my nigga.
Yeah, and be right there next to me. But
I both play mental chess.
But she, one time I was like, man, I'm smart, you tripping. Bitch, stop playing with me. I'm on.
Smart, Christian. No matter.
Let me show you why I
started to me, start interrogating him about Quando Rondo.
Overall, like that's your home. That's where you live at.
It wasn't like, see, like we've been through that shit already.
Domination. I think you're kind of stepping up your artistry.
Yeah,
you're stepping.
Who killed 5 people on the block? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just be trying to change the whole perspective of just
doing like in a little facetious way.
Give me.
I guess he's like, yo, y'all wasn't saying stop the violence until he said that. You know what I mean? Nah, I know.
Exactly. So by him doing that,
hip hop shit. Everybody, that's so disrespect to him because he's huge.
I know,
but it's like I'll be hip hop shit.
I know. So when he did, so he don't know. Like they don't know. Like
I told somebody I never heard of Billie Eilish song. They was like, "What?" I'm like, "Nigga, listen." I'd
have been doing everything I could to be.
Well, you on house arrest, so you can't do that either.
But he already who he is, right?
Here you go.
Give me a name who. I mean, I feel like most artists.
I think you would know before me. I don't know. Bad sales. But when a bundle stopped and
I guess what I'm talking about is like
when bundle stopped, when all bundle stopped and all that shit, I just say numbers drop.
Oh yeah.
So that's who brought sales. My shit never like dropped. My shit always grew slowly but surely.
The bundles coming back though.
Huh?
They're coming back.
I did 125, no bundles.
Do you feel a way when you see Young Boy's like the second most streamed artist? Like
I don't pay attention.
Y'all competing. He want to compete with you. He's saying, I'm minding my album.
You keep saying he.
That's not like
that little boy problem.
I don't compete too. No.
Why would I want to compete with him, my mom?
There. You just said you outsold.
What are I competing with you for?
Just to be more popular, to be a bigger artist, like
I will be. Do you see me in every club?
No.
Do you see me driving around in all my cars? No. Do you see me in everybody's birthday party?
No.
I'd have been doing everything I could to be.
Well, you on house arrest, so you can't do that either.
But he already who he is, right? So if I'm competing with him, I'd be trying to do all that shit and do the most I could. I don't give a fuck about that.
I feel like you, in a smart way, use his fan base.
I promise you I don't.
No, just like, you know they hate you. And you be like, yo, if y'all hate me, I'm gonna fuck with y'all, but really, I don't give a fuck about y'all. It's checkers. It's doing chess, really. Like, all right, bet. YoungBoy's fan base right now is obsessed with you. That's a fact.
They like females.
If right now you say, man, that nigga tried. That couldn't be about somebody. It could be about anything. You know, you're gonna be like, what the YoungBoy try? It's like they're forcing y'all to kind of get at it.
They forcing him.
But you can use it as energy. Like, I think, but did I? In my opinion, I think you got a YoungBoy diss song on your album.
No.
You tweeted out, you said, I got a song that gonna fuck up the streets.
Yeah, man, it's a YoungBoy diss song.
That's the diss song. Or I think that's what he thought was a diss song.
If I say I got a song to fuck up the streets, it got to be dissing him. Somebody who wasn't involved with nothing. Or they just want to hear drama.
They want part two. That's what people want.
I could diss everybody who said something about me on my block that'll fuck the streets up.
You be doing a good job of that.
I'm gonna shoot the same video over the same whatever.
So no diss song to it on the song on the album.
For what?
What type of music are we getting on the album? Are we getting this Lil Durk that's just rapping about my life?
You getting everything. You getting everything.
You listen to niggas from the block.
Huh?
You listen to a few niggas from the block. You don't be like them songs.
Spank a cup, yeah.
Yo, you're cool. Listen, I'm gonna be honest.
I spanked a couple of them on their ass on there.
I'm gonna be honest for everybody who hates to be hypocrite, but in hip hop be hypocrites. We all be like, yo, man, why Durk still be entertaining that shit? But when you be dropping this shit, be like, yo, this shit be hard as a motherfucker. We hypocrites.
Yeah, cause it'd be like I do like what make me feel like let me do.
One of y'all, like, that's the inner Chicago lover of me. I'm like, yo, I think you brought this shit to such a great.
It's how I was doing it. I'm saying that, like I told you, I learned from Vaughn. I learned from.
Yeah, them is a dirty motherfucker, man. Then re-uploaded the bitch once he got booked. Yo, re-uploaded the video once the nigga got booked. He pulled the whole Vlad tactic.
Yeah.
Let me show you what we did with Young and Ace. I just wanted to show y'all that these niggas is police, man. Favorite podcast, it might be working with the FBI, man.
Doing this album promo, which I ain't even really promo yet. What type of promo did I say his name or get from him?
That's a good point. But I feel like he feels you're poking the bear.
You said he's. That's his problem.
What's y'all issue though? Like, because honestly, like, I feel like now it's all. I feel like I gotta be like, no disrespect. I obviously can't be Mr. Louis Farrakhan in terms of trying to solve something, but if it is something that could be ever solved,
I'm just reading. Go ahead, talk. I'm just reading.
If there's something that could ever be solved, or if there's something that you guys could ignore each other, because not everything can be solved.
And why we trust? You said what?
What's the issue with you and your boy? Like, how did it start? Because there's I'm
gonna be honest with you. I really don't know. I don't know. Cause what you do?
You've met him before.
What did you do for me to be into it with you like the real thing. Diss songs back and forth. Cool.
I think he's mad at that. I think there's two things that he thinks.
But you keep saying he.
Well, I mean, a lot is his perspective, right? Because it's the reason why recently he at you in a tweet.
No, you're right. Go ahead, because you know.
Yeah, he's at you in a tweet. He's basically now
for what?
He basically says you're either number one scared of him or number two
scared of who? Scared of who?
Quote unquote using him for promo. Well, him.
Scared of who? For what?
NBA young boy.
What'd he do?
What?
You don't even know.
All right. All right. Let me get to the bottom.
No, listen.
The whole situation that happened with Quando.
How we live and how we go by our shit. And I'm speaking for the whole Chicago. You ain't there. Shut the fuck up. You weren't there. So you made a diss and said something about Vaughn. That's why I don't fuck with you. You ain't did you. You did zero. In reality. It just happened the way it happened. Like it didn't have nothing to do with age and none of that shit. It just Vaughn put the Floyd Mayweather on the motherfucker. And that happened. That's a different situation. His situation, what did he do? Well, what did young boy do for everybody want me and him think we want to kill each other?
Okay, I'm giving, and by the way, I know the young boy fans to be wild. I'm not representing his opinion. I'm telling you what I think is his opinions. I think that because of that incident, which is very unfortunate at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's changed everybody's lives irreparably.
Yeah, that shit fucked everybody up. Like when a real gangster, you know what I mean? When a real gangster get took out by like a nerd type.
Well, I think that's also his opinion too, right? I think his thing is that obviously more people love Vaughn, but you know, in that situation, which was a street situation,
it's a real situation. Like,
but I think you think that anybody would have done the same thing.
Okay, I forgot. This is 2000. What year this is?
2023.
It's 2023. I forgot. The internet run the world. Because if you ask a motherfucker, what did you do? What did he do to Vaughn?
Nothing.
Okay, cool. So why are you taking full responsibility like you just like this on the Vaughn?
I think he's carrying it on his shoulders because he's feeling that his career
sales.
Well, no, I think he feels like his career, Quando's career, has been affected because
Quando's a little boy.
Well, I mean that's his artist.
I used to have him like this.
What do you mean, Quando?
Saying fuck 63rd. Me and Vaughn. Yeah.
There's video of this?
Google it. No, I ain't having it in the headlock. Oh, yeah. I'm telling like, he was the same one for saying fuck 63rd. So we don't bring hate. You know what I'm saying? It's just to a point where everybody think they gotta choose sides. I'm bad. It's just to a point where everybody think they gotta choose sides. But that's how the clubhouse is the.
But are you carrying it like that? Be honest, because I
really don't care like that. Like
he says he's blackballed, and also because of people who might be, well, young boy.
I'm blackballed.
No, he's blackballed, and I think he probably feels like it's favoritism. Like he went off on me simply thinking that your quote unquote industry friends, which I guess he lumped me into, he's like, well, your industry friends are hating on me, or maybe me and Quando. So because of that one incident. That he's looking at.
Do he got the biggest influence in the world? I mean, like, do he got like young boy? Do he got a big influence in his generation?
No, he has a big influence. Yeah.
Okay, cool. He can call and do songs with.
I'm Noel Honig, and I'm a director and a designer. But if I'm working with type in
well, not everybody. He just rapped in a new song. He said Drake turned him down. That probably hurt his feelings. Clearly hurt his feelings. He rapped about it. Are you calling around to the industry saying, yo, if y'all fuck with young boy, we're done? And I'm gonna ask you that, especially because there's another situation.
If you fuck with anybody that harm my people, I can't fuck with you. I'm not into it with you. Like, if I see you, I ain't saying, like, I'm finna kill you. This nigga, he fuck. I just ain't gonna fuck with you.
But it's music, though. And they might feel like they have a bigger side.
No, it's not music. It's Vaughn. Because that's what the whole situation about.
Yeah.
So it's not music, it's Vaughn. It's not like no street fight or motherfucking thing where it be like, man, y'all squash that shit.
So somebody just, for example, the baby. He does a tape with him. I'm pretty sure he has no negative feelings towards you, towards, Vaughn. I think everybody loves Vaughn, right?
Yeah, I never put the baby in it.
Okay.
I DM'd the baby and told him, I'm like, hey fam, I'm like, whatever you got going on, y'all doing the tape, I'm like, that's y'all. You feel me? That's when the other bullshit came out. Oh man, motherfucker doing the white flag in my DM.
Who?
No, that's what he supposedly said.
Okay.
When he was arguing with somebody afterwards. But this was before. Like, it was recently. Where we was at? We was on Future Tour. They was like, the baby here. Ask him yourself. Call him. I put him in a room. Like, no, come here. I was like, check it out, Brady. I'm like, look, that small shit, that little shit, let's get to the money. Like, you see what they trying to do to you. You see what they trying to, we don't have no beef. We don't have, like, why? Yeah. I don't give a fuck because you did some album with that, man. That shit sold how much? Like it's what I'm saying. This shit about
so you're not caring like that, then. So you don't care if like a rapper collaborates with him.
I don't give a fuck. I just ain't gonna fuck with you no more. Cause it's death behind it.
So you wouldn't fuck with the baby no more?
With the baby?
Yeah.
See, the baby situation was a little different because we chopped it up before it went there. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So when we chopped it up, in the DM, it was more so like we already handled it. Then when I seen them again, it was just like
yeah.
Good. It's like we don't have a problem with nobody, man. We don't want to smoke with nobody. I don't want no problem with nobody.
DJ Akademiks a wild motherfucker, man. So let's go to DJ Akademiks and Young and Ace. See how he did Young and Ace. Like, he has a history of this, y'all. That's what I'm trying to show people. Fuck. DJ Akademiks has a history of whenever somebody has some type of case around their name, he swoops in for an interview. Young and Ace, Quando Rondo, Durk.
It is over.
There's never no situation. I mean, bro, it's like life gonna keep life and life gonna keep.
Foot. I think afterwards though, you couldn't play basketball with him then. Like, come on now.
I was trying to play basketball before that though.
When I look at that situation, and I've interviewed both you brothers before, and I was just like, man, this is unfortunate. That could have been you.
He a cool guy.
He's cool. It's cool.
I never met him before.
That's another thing you told me not to do, which I never.
Right,
You've
right
never
on.
met Fulio.
Never met him before in my life.
How could y'all have a beef and y'all never met?
We don't got beef, bro. People keep saying we got
Listen
beef.
to him. This is police shit.
Shit, until we die. I really fuck with you, for real. All condolences though to him and his family and shit. His mama, all them and shit. His girlfriend. All condolences to them and shit. Real shit. I know the feeling of losing somebody, so I know it's tough on their end. I know it's tough on my end too, but I know it's tough on their end. Real shit, I ain't even trying to troll.
Breaking though.
Devastating.
Did you really cry?
Cried.
You think these niggas stupid?
They don't come.
was watching. I saw his mom post something, and I felt so bad.
She posted some shit?
Yeah, so she had said, like, hey, I knew my son was into some shit. I told him, hey, stop doing that, don't post this. And she was actually really, like, she wasn't one of those moms that was like, oh my God, y'all just killed my baby, never heard her fly. She was just like, you know what,
mamas be doing that.
Yeah. So it looked like she was kind of saying that, I wish you didn't take that path in life.
Type shit.
But she's still hurt and she's grieving, right? You know?
She is. Mom was grieving.
You said something which kind of fucked me up, that, you know, you guys kind of had maybe mutual relations, like in the sense of your younger brother.
Yeah, my other brother. His people, like they all, like, you feel me?
So your younger brother and his people are like cousins.
Yeah, they do. Damn near. They damn near. They all, like, you feel me? So, yeah.
That gotta fuck you up, right? Because, like, at the end of the day, still family. It's a loss.
It's a loss, for sure.
Do you really think he's not dead?
But the way this life is, twin, you just never know. You just never know. Shit.
Now, Young Ace played with him the whole interview.
I pray he's still alive.
Was the beef between y'all that deep? Like, you weren't, like, wishing death on. I know, obviously, the songs.
They all wishing death on me. Like, death crept on me. Nah, man, I never want nothing to happen to buddy. To none of his people. I ain't want nothing to happen to nobody. Shit. We just be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I mean, some people feel like you were behind that.
Yo. What the fuck type of question? Yo, this is there you go with some people. What I tell y'all about that, some people, that's their go-to. Before they ask the wildest question in the world, pay attention from now on out, whenever y'all, it's always some people. You know, some people say. But they don't never mention who these people is. It's just some people. Yo, how you ask that man that shit? Yeah, how do you answer that? Like, look at your face. How do you even answer that? Yeah, you know, yeah, we put that together. I mean, yo played with me. I dropped the bag on this dumbass. Yo, I just don't understand, yo, what answer do you expect to get from that type of question?
I'm sure, but people feel like I'm behind a lot of shit. Well, I'm not. I'm not behind shit. I'm working. I'm grinding every day. I'm grinding. I got a family. I'm working. I'm grinding. I'm trying to be big. I'm trying to be big.
Well, like in the mind of fans, they think like you're like this, you know, like they look at rappers like some shot caller mob bosses that if something happens to the other person that you press the button. But that wouldn't align, you know what I mean? It wouldn't align if you're shedding a tear and
Nah, hell no, I was shedding a tear for real. So yeah, they had to be thinking crazy. People think me and him was like really, really into it, but we weren't really into it.
I heard y'all on Clubhouse.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm trying to tell people, like, we be conversating and shit.
That fucked me up. I'm like, if they hate each other that bad, could they really be on Clubhouse?
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, we down there brothers. Now, real shit, all of them, like, everybody, I fuck with all them boys, shit, them boys straight. Like, I wish the best for all of them and shit. I know this is a tragic loss for them and shit like that. So, I hope they get through this. Grieving, I've been through this before. So, hope they can get through this and find a new stepping stone and be great in life. You know what I'm saying? Because
you won't be disrespecting him after he passed, will you?
I don't. Can't be doing that about the dead. What I can say is, what you about to say?
Well, a lot of people said he did that. So, you know.
He did what?
Well, like, he used to disrespect people who died.
He probably did. I never listened to his music. I never listened to his music before. I used to listen to his music when I was younger.
Yes, you did.
I listened to his music when I was younger. But I never really listened.
Yeah, I used to be friends back in the day.
Yeah, what I'm saying. No, we're not friends, but
I never.
I can't believe y'all never met. You were telling me a story that y'all almost met in LA. You ever kick it and play basketball or some shit?
I was trying to play a little ball.
What happened? Explain the story. What happened?
Shit. Nigga, when he went to tweak it and shit on shit, I pulled up on there, but they asked, they didn't want to come play basketball with me and shit, but it was cool.
So you were down to play like some basketball?
Yeah.
Like 1-on-1 or like 21 type shit?
1v1.
1v1?
1v1. To 6.
You got a good jumper?
What?
Oh shit.
Ask the boys, ask Gilly about me.
Really?
Gilly, man. Ask Gilly, man. I be seeing him post his video like he raw and all that shit right
He
there.
left-handed though. Everybody with left hand look a little good.
Bro, Gilly be doing all that. When he was on my team, he didn't do none of that.
Oh, word?
Fuck no, man. Gilly ain't do none of that.
He was just out there doing cardio? Like, what you mean? Like, he wasn't making shots?
He looks great. But come on, man, I was playing a game, man. Come on, breaking shit down.
Well, I mean, it depends on when you saw because that's another thing. And I remember when Fulio came here, I felt so even scared for him.
Went back to Fulio.
He had 2 niggas with him?
Huh?
He had a lot of people with him?
They definitely did have some people with him. Yeah. Well, but he had gotten shot in the foot. I think afterwards, though. You couldn't play basketball with him then. Like, come on now.
I was trying to play basketball before that, though. This was like, I think this one he got, after he got shot in his ass. He got shot in his ass.
Really?
Yeah, he got shot in his ass, some shit. Or some shit that I was told on Clubhouse or some shit. He got shot in his ass.
That's how he do, yo. If you notice, I just want to show y'all the pattern. If you notice, that's his pattern. Whenever they try to steer the conversation away, he bring it right back to it. That lets you know he has an agenda.
I can't put my finger on it. But he didn't want to play. I guess they want to play. Shit. I guess shit. A lot of people don't want to play with me. Like everybody, mom used to tell people like, "Oh, don't play with him." Ooh, all that type of shit when I was younger and shit.
So y'all communicated then. So you told him, "Hey, let's go play ball," and what happened?
I was on some surprise shit. Like I was just trying to push up and just like a pop-up game. Not real shit though. I fuck with shit though. Real shit.
When's the last time you been to Tampa?
I don't remember the last time I've been to.
One of the surprising things about Fulio passing is I'm like, I don't know Florida like that. I'm like, okay, maybe he ain't the most liked person, but who the fuck?
Who, me?
No, I'm talking about Fulio. I'm like, who probably hates him in Tampa? Tampa seems like a cool place. Like, I don't know like how they get down there.
Yeah. Shit. I don't know shit.
Like, have you seen the details about what happened? Okay, so let me give you.
I ain't seen no detail.
So he goes on his Instagram. He says, "Yo, we're having He announced it way before, which was that's another thing that confused me. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be at Tampa, and I'm having a party." Ironically, and unfortunately, he was also celebrating his birthday, right? So I think his birthday was a few days before.
I heard about it.
For real?
So he was offering for females to come to like a pool party at the Airbnb.
Right, these females, I've been trying to tell people.
So you think he got set up by the females?
I'm saying like,
hey yo, yo, you see how quick he jumped over that? Oh, you said, well, man, these females. So you think he got set up by the females? Now you got inside information or something.
You can't be inviting them.
Yo, this boy vicious, man. He better stay clear of this motherfucker, man.
Females are real, bro. Can't be doing that. Niggas too. I don't know what big shit he could have.
I seen a nigga that was with him that was hanging with you. Like, how does that work?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I'm serious.
You seen it?
Yes, there was a guy that was in one of his stories. So I go to the guy's Instagram. The guy got pictures with you.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't.
Did anybody tell you, like, yo, he's over here? Not that you did nothing.
Nah, hell no.
So nobody.
But nobody don't call me by him.
So you wasn't checking for him at all?
Fuck, no, I ain't worried about that boy.
Really?
Yeah, no, I ain't worried about him. Hell no, bro. I'm trying to be great. I'm trying to be bigger than Drake.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be bigger now. I'm trying to be bigger.
Now, there was some odd things about that time, and it kind of raises this one question that I think a lot of people have been saying. Man, I guess being in that life,
that shit was quick
like
as shit,
sometimes you
wasn't it?
just get tired, man. Like a lot of people said that they feel like he was just
tired of life, like tired of living, like tired of running from some shit.
No, it was just like,
I think I seen that shit. It was like, oh, they trying to run, they tired of running. He was trying to run. Oh, I see some shit. They be putting shit together. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'd be like, what the fuck?
yeah, like he was just sick of it, and you know,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. When people have like little moments like that, like people are always trying to come up with a narrative of like what happened with people and shit. Like, oh, he was running from life. He was tired of running from whatever. Or he was asking to die or whatever, some shit.
Apparently, he doesn't drink. That night, he was drunk.
I mean, this is birthday, I guess. Shit, you know, your birthday, you get drunk. I guess. You know?
You used to look at his page?
I don't gotta watch him. We done DM'd each other before.
What y'all DMing each other?
Just be like, hey, bro, you good? I'm like, hey, bro, you good? Like, all right.
Oh, you guys to check up on each other.
Hey, you good? You good? Yeah.
So wait, serious shit though. Do you believe that? Because the fans feel like y'all really be warring with each other.
Crazy.
Are the fans looking too much into it and y'all never really was into it like that?
Bro, that's what.
You say you was trying to meet up with him and play basketball. Yeah. You was trying to like. But he did this. People around you that passed away. Like that got to make you upset.
I mean, shit. If I did somebody around you, you'll be upset too.
Well, why would you check up on him, or why would you DM him and be like,
"Wow, how you really mean it?" Like,
you think he's just talking?
They just trying to get views. It's cool.
Yeah, get it
funny. Just trying to diss me and shit. A lot of them, I don't know him. I didn't know him from Can of Paint. So, a lot of people feel like when they diss me, they feel like they go against me, then they could go big and start a career faster. So, a lot of people be doing that. So,
do you think you started the beef with Who I Smoke?
Fuck no, man. I ain't gonna lie. I hate when people say that shit. He tried to betray like I dissed him first.
It's an interrogation, yo.
He tried to betray like I dissed him first.
Yeah.
He a marketing genius, though. That was wrong. He tried to do that like that, but if you know, like niggas been this.
What's the full backstory? So I hear.
What's the full backstory?
ATK and KTA. They were one group at one time.
Hey, yo, get the fuck out of here. Y'all done walked out, yo. Luckily, see, Young and Ace playing the game with him. Like, all right, if this a game you want to play, we go play. Yo, but I ain't got time to be playing games with no grown ass, man. At the AT, that would have been the last question. Yo asked him, what was the beef? He put them in the game. Fuck.
That's what people said. Like it was always everybody was together, and then they broke apart, and then they started feuding. What's the history?
They had to just be capping, bro. I don't know what the fuck they got that from, but I mean,
I didn't know how much of stuff was like personal and direct until I'm watching you on DJU and you're like, yo, I used to live on Melvin Street, and then I thought about it, I'm like, he did rap about it. He said he was riding down Melvin, and I was like, what is Melvin? That's a street, right?
Yeah, that's why I was raised. I mean, I used to live where he from. I used to live in Hilltop.
You used to live where he's from?
I used to live in Hilltop. On the corner from now. I used to live out there. I was a little boy. I would play for NC the Warlords, yeah. I blasted and 50 songs and all that type of shit too.
And y'all never ran into each other?
Nope. Not that I remember.
You know, with his passing now, right?
Yo, why is he even talking to him about this shit?
That this whole situation is over.
There's never no situation. I mean, like, life gonna keep life and life gonna keep going. So shit, like I say, bro, niggas just capitalize on my music and shit. So people be thinking too deep in on stuff. Even like the police be trying to think too deep in, but I think like this be niggas' career, so niggas trying to make it somewhere. So I feel like when you diss and shit or whatever, you make drill music or whatever, the attention be right there at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And they make the money for the moment. You know what I'm saying? But like, as far as like longevity type shit, that shit don't really work. But niggas gotta, before you can get like a longevity song, you gotta go through little shit to get there. You know what I'm saying? Cause I mean, I got a million songs without me even on no drill shit that don't went gold or whatever type shit. Feel me? So it's like.
Whack 100 recently spoke about you, and he says you're next.
Why would you say that, bro? I was wish that for me.
Well, I don't know if he was wishing that. I think he's just thinking about, like, you know, in terms of
Gangsta said the same thing.
Know, people want to get the target, like the high profile target.
They put a target on him.
If Fulio is out of the way, now they're like, well, the only way to make another thing is you.
Well, I wish death on me, bro.
For real, straight up though.
I mean, shit, man, bro. I've been living my whole life, twin. So it's like, niggas ain't. I'm not letting you get up on. I'm not letting nobody get up on me. So I'm not down with this. So people think I'm just like one of these rappers that they be dealing with and shit, bro. I ain't these niggas, bro. These niggas gonna be me, bro. These niggas ain't me.
I feel like Fulio was talking the same way.
I ain't. None of these rappers me. I don't live like none of them niggas. Them niggas don't live like me. Niggas can't live like me. So I ain't green. I don't have to party. I don't party. I don't have to party. I don't have to do none of that shit. None of that shit.
Yo, Dex, this shit crazy.
You killing me? You kill me? You gotta come kill me. You're not killing me. You gotta come kill me. I'm not going. I don't gotta party. I don't gotta do none of that fuck shit. I don't be on none of that push shit. I don't need holes in my face. I don't need fuck niggas in my face. So you gotta really come kill me. You gotta really do your homework. And some of these niggas didn't do their homework. They didn't do their homework in school, and they didn't do their homework out here.
No trolling. But if you had information,
I fuck with that. I fuck with that though. I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with you. I ain't gonna lie. I pushed up on that one. Well, me and him was in the same little spot one time when I was with Snap Dog. Snap Dog?
Yeah, from Detroit.
Yeah, I pushed up on Snap Dog one time. Where I was in that bed. It was like a couple years ago, probably 2021, some shit like that.
Yeah,
he pushed up on me, asked me one day, was like, I was by myself. Bro, I'm telling you, I be by myself. Bro. He like, and anybody who's in the studio, they'll tell you I was by myself. No, nobody else with me. I was by myself. And he was like, why you walk around with slides on? I was like, shit, what you mean?
You were in the club with slides on?
I wasn't in no club, I was at the studio.
Okay.
But I was by myself.
Yeah.
Feel me? And he like, why you walk around with slides on? You slipping? What you think? Cause I got slides on, I'm slipping? Or he used to say some shit like, nigga, I wanna fight you, dude. But I ain't fighting nobody. I was good. I was good with me. I had me. Feel me?
So you weren't lacking?
No.
Look, there you go.
Okay.
So you want to like it?
Baby dude.
That nigga crazy, yo.
I never.
Why didn't you just accept the answer?
I see him do all that shit.
What was up with that? He said he could get you banned from places. I told him, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm just going off public reports and I see stuff happening. I said, these boys out of Jacksonville did nothing to play with.
Yeah, he was.
I try to apologize on his behalf.
I seen that. I told him.
I try to apologize on his behalf.
I say, bro, I know I fuck. I told his ass not to even play with me. I don't know why.
I don't know why he was talking like that. He was talking out of pocket.
It was. I ain't gonna lie. I feel it.
I seen one of your compadres actually respond because he was like,
I just wanted to show y'all the police tactics, man. So he go back to Fulio. Let's go back to this. Was game over about Fulio?
Hey, so the game over track.
Look, yo, this is 2 hours. This is a whole hour later. They done talked about how Ace processes death. Ace quit music. Rappers be playing roles as gangsters. Relationship with King Von. Update on Queso. Ace close friend ratted on him. And now we back to Fulio. Was game over about Fulio? God damn, man. This nigga is crazy. Then he go back to him again. Ace says no clue who killed Fulio. This
5
nigga
in the
crazy.
morning, I got a call. What's this?
That's about Fulio.
It's about the world.
What do you mean? And describe that situation. You said four of them was in the car.
Look at him.
Three got hit.
Which, by the way, was a play off him saying, 3 dead, you got hit.
Yeah.
Again, obviously, you didn't have nothing to do with it, but do you feel like when you see that, you're like,
I get offense what they want to hear.
Yeah, but also you kind of feel like, yo, it's karma for your bitch ass. In his song, he's like, went out to eat on his birthday.
I know, get back home with time. Actually, when I said that line, karma do all, I know, get back home with time. That's his line in his songs. One of his songs that I heard. Karma do all. But I mean,
karma what?
He said karma do all. He said that before.
Yeah, they both working. Charles White and Wack 100 got an interview coming out. Who just thought that?
Hell no.
Police informant.
I don't know what that was.
Charleston White said that.
Oh shit.
He worked hard to die. He said he was trying his hardest to end up dead.
I don't know. I don't know. I ain't even trying to argue with Charleston White.
No, he wasn't so much.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying,
what does he think about?
I don't even want to get on Charleston White. I mean, he said what he said. He said it to me, so I don't give a fuck. But
do you agree with him?
You know, Charles White, the police. Everyone, no problems.
I don't say it, but I don't agree.
He said that Fulio did so much stuff, went to people's grave sites, did consistently, got shot at multiple times, and got shot multiple times. One of the craziest thing, I don't even know if this is completely true, they're saying that one of his cars that was involved in another shooting, he drove the same car. It was like, you got to at least switch up a car. Like, I mean, even Durk tell you, be like, yo, if niggas figure out the car, you got to wrap the shit or something, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, just judging from how street niggas move, and how he was moving that day, do you feel like maybe what Charleston said was kind of true? Like, hey, listen, you did a lot of shit, that's why that happened. Or it was just, hey, you just moved sloppy.
They probably is going to compare notes.
Sloppy. But ain't gonna lie, I was finna sound with Future one time.
You was about to sound with Future?
That shit came out? No, he changed the subject.
Future hollered at you.
He lied like a motherfucker.
I fuck with Future too.
Really? Wait, tell that story. Why you ain't sound with him?
Let's go back to this.
Ask God, like, why?
Hey, so the police said they're close to solving that crime.
Jesus Christ. Yo, this thinking crazy. Yo, said, hey, why you know the police is close to solving that crime?
When they do arrest somebody, you gonna have no idea who this person is, right?
Yeah, fuck.
Yo, this nigga wild.
Are you hoping the crime gets solved?
I don't care.
This guy.
Yeah, shit. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me, so I don't care. I'll stay far away from people's business.
Are you like kind of nervous about returning to Jacksonville at this point?
I'm not going.
Because they blame you, you know, right?
I ain't going back.
Who the fuck is they? They go they again, yo.
You think the police gonna kill you?
I ain't fucking with them.
Oh, the police probably love you over there. You probably, you know, like you're a hometown star.
They don't give a fuck. I ain't from down. No, they love niggas so much. They'll kill your ass. Yeah.
The police?
Yeah, they'll kill your ass.
Nah.
I just see them. They beat.
Don't they protect you when you're there, right?
Who?
Cops.
What Boosie's at? I ain't gonna do it. Nah, yeah, nah, I don't protect shit. But not too long ago, like a year or two ago, they beat this one dude. They beat his ass. They all shot his ass, knee in his ass and all. They doing some crazy shit. And like, police the biggest gang in the world. So they be trying to RICO people or whatever because they to the point where like you can't even be around multiple people because they'll RICO you for being around your friends.
Somebody said that they were opening up a RICO investigation on you. Are you ever like fearful of that?
Yeah, I think he do stay out of that
motherfucker.
for
So
real.
there's nothing for them to do. Ain't nothing for them to RICO.
Ace Young and Ace not
Do
stupid.
what the fuck they want to do. You can't stop what they.
This a young nigga that lost his life early on. So Young and Ace ain't gonna put himself in no situation. That's basically what he was saying. He not gonna put himself in a situation to be killed. Basically, he was saying if you gonna kill me, you got to really do some homework, like, cause I ain't just hanging with no everybody. I ain't going out in the mix. You ain't catching me lacking. You really got to do some real homework. Academics police.
I don't do shit, so I don't. They can, whatever they do, that's on them. I don't do shit.
So, what's your group? What is it? ATK?
I ain't got no group. I got a record label.
Look,
ATK.
there you go back to ATK
Is
shit.
ATK
record label?
Is it gang?
Hey yo, get the. I'm done. I can't watch the boy. That shit. We ready to move on to Diddy, y'all. Yo, the man just asked him was ATK a gang. Hold the fuck up. Hey yo, the man asked him was ATK a gang. A gang. Knowing that Rico's is coming down like raindrops. Yo wanted the man to get on the platform and admit that ATK was a gang, yo. I'm done, yo. I can't fuck with these niggas. These niggas, they different. Yo, if it come down to, like, you can't win, I can't win this game with them. I can't win this game, yo, because they going to go low. They going to go police. They going to go undercover. You got to see, they going to go to crime scenes like CSI SETI. I can't win the YouTube game. If motherfucker want raw information, then you fuck with Keep It G, do you? But if you want that shit, nah, hell no, I can't go that far. That was different. Your ass was ATK a gang. Yo, so let's recap. Let's do a recap, yo. He asked Young and Ace, did he have something to do with Fulio being murdered? Was ATK a gang? He asked Durk, what's his beef with Quando Rondo and NBA Youngboy? He asked Quando Rondo, hold up, a whole bunch of wild ass questions about Durk and his beef with him. And like, yo, this is all police work. At the time, every single one of them people had some type of allegations around their name. Hey. Every single one of them had allegations around their name. My bad, I just ate some fucking chicken. That shit was spicy. Alright, we gotta find out what happened with the day in court, y'all. Y'all, the Punisher testified today, y'all. The motherfucking Punisher. That nigga testified today, y'all, about his escapades with Cassie and Diddy. Cassie out this bitch fucking the Punisher is crazy. Hey, why I can't do this one video? Hold up. Nah, I can't beat them, y'all. I ain't even gonna try, y'all. They gonna win that game. I ain't going to no crime scenes. I ain't cracking no cases. I ain't even interested in that. Look at this motherfucker. He's talking about he innocent.
Did not commit these crimes. I swear that before God and the people watching now and on my family. The people who support me are scared to talk. They are frightened to death.
Yo, he ain't look like that when he was going to court. What the fuck? Jail nursed him back to health? That nigga was going to court with a walker. Looked like he could barely move.
That they're going to be canceled.
What I always found to be problematic about the Me Too movement from the beginning, we're conflating he made a pass at me and I didn't like it with rape.
It's a complete fabrication about my relationship with Gwyneth. I didn't put my hand on her. I did not commit these crimes. I swear that before God and the people watching.
Oh my God, watch that. Not tonight though.
Hey y'all, so it's Marla Rosa, just leaving court and wanted to give you guys a bit of an update. I'm leaving a bit early. There's one more witness I'm stand right
open source
now,
information.
that I will
All
not get to watch,
all academics gotta do is get the answers that the feds is seeking. I'm telling y'all, they giving that nigga a spreadsheet. You'll get a spreadsheet before every interview. I need you to hit these points at, because why is he so hell bent on getting answers? Like, how many times can you duck the same question before? Like, yo, how many times are these guys supposed to duck the same question before they just get upset and slap all the shit out of them or walk out of the interview? Now, if somebody was to put hands on Akademiks, he'd be like, yo, that was unprofessional. I mean, he only asked them, you gonna have niggas like real. He only asked the questions that we want to know. Yo, but who wants to know that? Yo, like, yo, I didn't give a fuck. If Doug and Ace had some people who will fool y'all. How the fuck do I care? Like, why is that even my business? Like, if he did, he did. If he didn't, he didn't. The police will solve it. You know, that's their job. Everybody has a job to do, y'all. It just got to a point now where I don't know how it's happened. But podcasters became police. Like, maybe that's their job too. Like, maybe the podcasters are sharing their job with the police. Maybe it's like maybe they like working together, working in tandem. Like, you got the police unit, you got the police podcast unit, and they like joining forces. I don't know how you explain it, but I don't be giving a fuck. So when you say, yo, the people want to know, or they would say this, I don't know who they is or these people, because I don't want to know none of that shit.
Of David James, who was a former personal assistant of Diddy's, and Regina
I know when they make their rap.
the mother of Cassie. Now I'm gonna start with the mother of Cassie's, and then I'm gonna go back to David James. So this video will solely be about Regina Ventura, who is the mother of Cassie Ventura, Cassie, and her testimony. It was very short, but it was effective. So Cassie's mom was called to the stand, and she was the second witness on the stand. So she was called to the stand after David James, who was a former personal assistant of Diddy's. Now, when she was called to the stand, first of all, she is a cute older lady. She's very, like, even in just her mannerisms, like, Cassie has a lot of her mannerisms. She is very soft in nature. She was wearing all gray. She has a very gray hair. She's in glasses. She's in a gray poncho. So she takes the stand, and the prosecution is questioning her first, because of course she's their witness. So the prosecution is questioning her first, and they get her on the stand. They have her identify, of course, Sean Combs, Diddy, and ask, what do you call him? So then they instantly go into the line of questioning. So they ask her when she met Diddy. She said that she met Diddy in 2006 when Cassie was signing to Bad Boy Records. And she says that at that time when she met Diddy, it was just that. Like, she just met him and knew him as, okay, my daughter is about to sign to his record label. And that was it. She says later on down the line, they began to date. And that is when their relationship went from.
Now, Dusha did a little bit more digging on the hip-hop industry.
My daughter is signing to, my daughter is now in a relationship with Sean Combs. So then they skip to an incident. They is the prosecution. They skip to an incident in December of 2011. Now this is when Cassie came home for a Christmas holiday. Prior to them asking about the specific date, they asked her, you know, when Sean Combs and Cassie were together, where did they live? And she said they lived in New York. And then they asked, well, at what point did they move to LA? And she said, you know, there was some point later on in the relationship, they moved to LA. And they asked her when she moved to LA, when Cassie moved to LA, what were the, like, how often did she see Cassie during the year? And she said, you know, I would see her like twice a year. Holidays, like Cassie would come home for the holidays, the Christmas holiday. So then they go to this December 2011 date. So this December 2011 date, they mentioned that, this is a time period where Cassie was home for the holiday. And they then enter or bring up a screenshot of an email. And the email is so it's from Cassie to Cassie's mom. So she's sending this email, and the email says, that the email alleged that Diddy was going to release 2 explicit sex tapes of Cassie on or before Christmas, and that he also mentioned to Cassie that he hurt her and it wouldn't be by his hands, that he would actually be out of the country when this went down. Now, this email is not new to us in the court. We actually saw this email when Cassie was on the stand. They asked her about this email, and I remember when they asked Cassie about this email, they asked her why did she send this email, and she had said that she sent the email because she just wanted record of it. And now we get her mom's side of it. So her mom, the prosecution, asked how did she feel when she received the email. She said, it scared her, it threw her off. And she said what really stuck out to her and what really threw her off was the mention of the sex tapes. Like, wait, what? There's sex tapes? Her mom also made note that Kid Cudi was mentioned in this email as well. And that at the same time, or not too far from them receiving this email, Sean Combs then reached out to Cassie's mom and her dad, allegedly her mom and her mom's husband, and demanded $20,000 from them because he was mad at Cassie. And when they asked, well, what was he mad at Cassie about? Her mom alleges that he was mad about Cassie's relationship with Kid Cudi, and he had recently spent $20,000 on Cassie for some reason and was demanding the money back. Now, Cassie's mom says, so then the prosecution asked Cassie's mom, well, what did you guys do? She said,
See, I'm glad she doing this. Because the narrative, that's not the narrative that's been running on social media. So he spent $20,000 on Cassie. Then found out Cassie was fucking with Kid Cudi. Shit, I done wanted my $20,000 back too. The fuck you mean? Yo, was he wrong for wanting his $20,000 back? They made it seem like the blogs and how they explained it, or how they titled it, was that in order for Diddy not to release the sex tape, he wanted $20,000. Yeah, but that's not what it was. He wanted $20,000 because he just spent $20,000. Then he found out his freak was fucking with motherfucking Kid Cudi. Stone passed on. What the fuck you talking about?
Our question, we went to our bank, we filed for a home equity loan, we got the $20,000, and we paid the money. So then the prosecutors are like, well, how did you know where to send the money to, or what were the instructions of how you sent the money, how you paid it, and who instructed you on that? And she said that Cassie's mom made it clear that, or alleged that there was a bookkeeper of Diddy's, a person that worked on his books, that sent an alleged email with payment instructions, basically wire info of how the money would be paid. They asked her, do you have proof of this email? Her mom said, no, she does not. They is the prosecution. And then she said that they sent the money. Now, she says that they sent it from their bank account over to where they were told to wire the money to. And she says 4 to 5 days later, the money was then returned to the account. And then the prosecutors asked, well, when the money was returned to your account, did you guys have any communications with Sean Combs or anything like that? And her mom said, no, they didn't. And they asked her, well, why did you guys just send the money? Like, why did you just do it? And she said, we were scared for our daughter's life. So we paid it. Now they go into, and I was wondering how this was going to play out in court, because it was tough watching Cassie have to talk through her abuse photos and these different moments of abuse that we were looking at, physical abuse that we were looking at in court. And I was wondering, because Cassie also mentioned, going home for the holidays and, having a conversation about her mom about being physically abused for the first time. So I've been wondering what emotionally that was going to be like when Cassie's mom got on the stand. And she didn't break down at all. She held it together. So Cassie's mom is then questioned about abuse photos. These are the same photos that we saw when Cassie was on the stand. Some of them that we saw when Cassie was on the stand. So these photos were also from December of 2011, and there are photos of Cassie. She's showing abuse photos on, it's like her back, on her leg, and Cassie has her head shaved. And Cassie's mom is asked, who took these photos? And she said, I took them. I took them on a digital camera that I had. And she was like, well, why did you want to take these photos? And her mom said, we wanted to memorialize this. Now, she also says that this time when she took those photos was the first time that Cassie had ever directly had a conversation with her about the fact that she was being physically abused by Sean Combs. Cassie's mom, again, mentioned the story that Cassie had also told us while Cassie was on the stand, and she said that she had read a blind item, which is where, people used to blog and talk about celebrities, but didn't mention who they were, like who the person was that was talking about them. But she said that she read a blind item before that alleged that Cassie had got beaten up in a car by Sean Combs. And she says that this was before this December 2011 incident. She said she called Cassie and she, was asking Cassie like, hey, is this true? And Cassie was like, no, it's not true. That's not us. That's not me. That's not him. Didn't happen. So she just let it go. But then when Cassie came to have the conversation with her and they took these photos, they then had the honest conversation about, Cassie and the things that were happening to her. Now, in April 2012, they asked Cassie's mom about an interaction with a woman that they're calling Mia in the court. And Cassie's mom is like, so they show her the photo and the prosecutor is like, okay, do you recognize the person in this photo? She's like, yes. And she's like, we want you to call her Mia for the sake of this conversation. And you could tell her mom's like, huh? Like a little thrown off. But so she's like, we want you to call her Mia for the sake of this conversation. She's like, okay. So she's like, that was April 2012. She's like, do you remember any interaction with you and Mia? She said, yes. There was one time, April 2012, we were, at, their home, at Sean Combs' home, and Mia was in the kitchen, and we were all just like laughing at something, and he got really upset. She alleges that Diddy got really upset at Mia and was upset that she was laughing. It was like, yo, what you laughing at? And the way that Mia responded, she pointed out, it was like she like shrunk and she just left the room. So I don't know why exactly they pointed that out, but I'm sure to come back around, because what they're doing a lot of in court as things progress is they're pointing things out, and then literally like you be like, okay, why did they bring that up? And then sometime later they bring it back around and you're like, oh, okay, that's why they planted that seed. So then they go into August 2012, which would have been Cassie's 30th birthday month. And Cassie's mom says that her and her husband flew into LA, and there was an incident that went down. She alleges Diddy took Cassie's phone at this point, and Cassie went through this incident as well, or incidents like this. Her phone being taken to different things. So Cassie's mom says, okay, August 2012, we fly in, we're there to celebrate Cassie's birthday. She's turning 30, and they get into this incident where Cassie's phone is taken, and Cassie's mom finds herself outside of Cassie's apartment on the street arguing with Diddy. And she's like, she's alleging that D-Rock was in the middle of them, and she said, I was yelling at him, I was screaming, and I was trying to hit him, and I was trying to get Cassie's phone back. She alleges that eventually Diddy gave her the phone back, but he left with Cassie's car. And the prosecutors are like, well, how do you know he left with Cassie's car? She said, because I watched the car drive off. I watched the car. And then the prosecutors asked, well, did you guys end up celebrating her birthday? And she was like, yeah, we did. And they were like, well, prosecutors are like, well, did you celebrate it with Sean Combs and Cassie? And her mom said no. And then they're done. They rest their case. Prosecution rests their case. So then the defense, Mark Agnifilio, Diddy's attorney, comes to the stand, and he's like, good afternoon, Miss Ventura. And she's like, hi, good afternoon. And he introduces himself, and he's like, I don't have any questions for you. And he sits down. This is the first time in this trial I have not seen the defense come back with a line of questioning after the prosecution goes for a witness. And that was it. And Cassie's mom was off the stand. And then this happened. That's her mom in the middle of all these people right there with the gray, trying to get out of court. Y'all got it. Thank you.
What up?
Hey, how are you?
So I mean, it wasn't really nothing to defense. Really wasn't nothing to defense for the defense to ask him. Like none of that shit had anything to do with sex trafficking. Like we haven't heard no evidence of sex trafficking. But I told y'all what they're doing. They're trying to redefine. They're trying to redefine what sex trafficking is, man. Or what we known it to be. So let's see what the Punisher said.
So, Elizabeth, I want to get as much information from you as possible in the limited time I have with you. First thing I want to ask, the scene in the courtroom, because I understand there might be a new person in the courtroom. Was Diddy's sister there today?
If y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe.
Yep, Diddy's sister definitely was inside that courtroom.
Shit,
She's
man,
actually been kind of a figure that's been inside and present inside that courtroom, while the other family members, including the sons, including the daughters, including Janice Combs, Diddy's mother, haven't been inside that courtroom. But we definitely still saw Diddy's sister inside that courtroom, just kind of paying attention to everything, as well as even one of Diddy's childhood.
So why do they always gotta go through who was at court? Like, we don't give a fuck who was at court, man. The people that's at court is expected to be at court. Like I feel about that shit.
The same case, Diddy kind of sat while he was at his defense table. Regina just knew of Diddy as Cassie's boss at the time, before the two being Cassie and Diddy.
Yeah, I ain't heard nothing about sex trafficking yet.
They dated here in New York City, and then they had moved to Los Angeles together. And once they made that move to LA, because
I say a bunch
Regina
of freaky
Ventura,
ass
according to her,
motherfuckers.
she had been living in New London, Connecticut for about 57 years. So she has roots here on the East Coast. So when Cassie had moved over to the West Coast, it wasn't the same situation, because she's all the way on the other side of the country, essentially. And so the contact and the visits weren't as frequent as when she was here in New York. But even when she was here in New York, it wasn't that often too. But what the prosecution really wanted to know from Regina was everything that had happened, specifically in December of 2011. If you guys remember that time period, that's around to LA for Cassie's birthday. Diddy took Cassie's phone. Walked inside the courtroom today. I was like, oh, they're going to have another testimony from another person who worked with Diddy, but that wasn't the case. Immediately, just right off the bat, he said that his nickname was the Punisher, and that he was a...
Now, she ain't like the abuse, but the freak offs, Cassie was all in on the freak offs. I think Cassie might still be doing freak offs, to be honest, because I don't understand. I don't think that you can move on from that. Like, how do you spend years freaking off with guys like the Punisher and others, and now you married and y'all just having regular consensual sex? Hell no. They doing bondage or something. You feel me? They doing that BDSM shit that Shannon Sharp was doing with the white girl. Like I don't see how you go back. You know what I mean? That's like being a lifelong dope fiend, and next thing you know, you smoking weed. Like, fuck no. You could it's even dope enough. You understand what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck you go back to weed? Shit just don't make sense.
Male exotic dancer, and I was like, oh, that kind of clicked. So he had walked in. He's a very tall man. He's well put together. He had an entire suit on with a tie. He's very built, and the first thing that the prosecution asked was just about the exhibit photos, those exhibit photos being just kind of a standard press photo, essentially, of Diddy and Cassie, and he confirmed that that's Cassie Ventura, and that's Sean Combs, a.k.a. Diddy. And so he said in the fall of 2012, he was paid to create a sexy, erotic scene for a woman who had called him. He said that he met the two while he was working at a club event, but it was a woman who had called him saying that she wanted kind of a present by her husband around her birthday time.
Crazy as a bitch. That nigga go to the road, that nigga packing a baby oil. You know, shit ready to get slippery in this bitch. Freaky ass nigga. That nigga had fucking baby oil packaged up like it was pounds of bud.
And that her husband said it was okay if she were to hire a dancer. So the Punisher initially thought that he was going to be doing kind of a dance for women at a bachelorette party. But
we talked about him yesterday. We read his paperwork for the people that forgot about y'all. He was deemed incompetent to stand trial.
Somebody opened the door It
That was a play.
lo and behold, Cassie Ventura. He had said that she was wearing a bathrobe and she was a wig, and initially didn't even recognize her at first. But this was this first meetup that they had, again, expecting a crowd during this, but really it was just Cassie in the room. Again, not knowing it was Cassie at the time. And then he was told that her husband wanted her to put baby oil on each other and create this kind of fantasy,
They're trying to make it a crime.
Erotic scene essentially, and that Cassie handed him $800. But he had one kind of stipulation. He was told specifically not to acknowledge the husband or say anything to him. He said all the furniture was covered with sheets. There was baby oil and water off to the side, and that the Punisher and Cassie just rubbed baby oil on one another. He said after, while this was kind of going on, a man came out. He was nude. He had Astroglide in his hand, and however, his face was covered. And he says that during this, the husband, per se, was pleasuring himself.
They say they're going to send him to a hospital.
The prosecution asked, was this man giving any type of direction or anything like that?
The
Punisher responded that that the direction was move to the side or position your body a certain way, and that this entire encounter lasted about 25 minutes to about half an hour, and that he actually didn't know it was Diddy or Sean Combs himself until
his shit was
later
way
on.
worse than
But
Diddy's.
he said after this whole entire encounter, he got more money, an additional $1,200. And then he was contacted again a few times, and he said he did this about 8 to 12 times even after the fact. And so that's where we would wrapped up when we were getting out of court for the lunch break. And so I expect testimony to pick up and go more into just everything the Punisher had kind of did during this entire time frame. Again, the husband that he now knows to be Sean Combs, and again, the woman kind of pretending to be the wife, and this fantasy play, that being Cassie Ventura. So I expect more testimony to come from the Punisher, but don't know kind of what direction that'll go into. Sometimes you just never know.
Why they not using this real name, yo? Why the fuck they keep calling that man the Punisher? Like, what's his real name, right? Like they try to make this shit seem so bad. The fucking Punisher. I'm sure his mom ain't name him that. I don't think his mama named him the Punisher. I'm sure he has a real name.
Listen, that's what we're trying to figure out. So, you are our eyes and our ears in that courtroom, always giving us up-to-date, detailed responses about what's happening with this testimony. And now we're here to try to break it down and try to make sense of it in the overall context. Elizabeth Milner, thank you so much for taking the time.
So they did a longer video. It's getting late. They said Usher name and Neo name came up.
The federal trial of Sean Diddy Combs erupted in bombshell testimony Tuesday. Claims of hush money for apparent sex tapes.
Thing were to happen, they have these photos to kind of corroborate Cassie's stories, but some of were different photos that we had seen earlier in the days of testimony, and then some of them were newer photos as well too. But I think they kind of really hit home with the jury there, just about everything that Regina saw her daughter go through during this time.
The stand. I understand that a man named Sheree Hayes took the stand, who goes by the stage name The Punisher. Now, talk to us about who this person is, because I understand he was hired by Diddy and Cassie. I understand he told the court about one specific sexual encounter with Cassie and Diddy that happened at the Trump Tower. So he was this male performer who was hired to have sexual relations with Cassie. What happened at the Trump Tower?
So when Sheree Hayes was initially called to the witness stand, I was thinking, maybe he's somebody of Diddy's employees. We're just going to talk about his time working with Diddy, because when he had walked inside the courtroom today, Jesse, he was wearing a suit. He had a nice long tie on. He appeared very professional. And so when he got on the witness stand and said that he was a male exotic dancer, I think a lot of people were just like, oh, okay, he's one of the people. And then that's when we get into the nickname, the Punisher, a nickname that surprisingly he has had since his school days, essentially when he was playing sports and that type of thing. But while he was on the witness stand today, he was really kind of describing essentially just the fantasies that were being played out in these hotel rooms. And so for this, he was paid in the fall of 2012, paid to create a sexy erotic scene. He said he had met Cassie and Diddy after working at some type of
this
club
nigga is
event,
really
a
being
club
prosecuted
event, and then
for being a fucking freak. Like this is unbelievable, y'all. Yo, they really prosecuting this man for being a freak. Not domestic violence. It don't matter how much domestic violence they talk about. Diddy is not on trial for domestic violence. Diddy's on trial because him and Cassie lived the what they call that shit, the alternative lifestyle. They lived the alternative lifestyle, man. Every lifestyle that probably us won't even never want to be a part of. Where Jay at? Jay said she want to go to a freak off.
then a woman had called him essentially saying that it was her birthday and that her husband
Right.
said
They ain't
that
talking about
she
sex
could hire a
trafficking yet.
dancer. And so the
You watched this
Punisher,
shit
or
for 7
Sheree
days.
Hayes, thought initially that he was going to be at a bachelorette party dancing for like a group of women to get them excited for the bachelorette. But then when he went to this hotel, what ended up happening was a woman met him in a bathrobe. She was wearing a wig, and she opened the door, and he later revealed that this woman was Cassandra Ventura, aka Cassie. And so this woman, while he was on the phone with her, because he said he had spoken to a woman either on the phone or through text messages, this woman asked to meet him at the Trump Tower and just come straight to the room. He thought it was going to be just $200 for show. And then again, he was greeted by Cassie at the door, again thinking that he was expecting a crowd of bachelorettes who were excited for this type of performance, but again, it was just Cassie inside that room at first. And so he was told by Cassie during this that her husband wanted her to put baby oil on each other and just kind of rub baby oil to kind of create this type of scene and play out this fantasy. And during this time, Cassie had handed him $800. So he was told one stipulation. He was told specifically not to acknowledge the husband or say anything to him. And then he had noticed that all the furniture was covered in sheets. Over to the side, there was some water. Over to the side, there was some baby oil. All of this because they were kind of creating a scene, playing out this fantasy essentially. And then there was a point where an objection occurred after this was said. You could tell that it was a fetish thing. This is what Sheree Hayes had said while on the witness stand. And then there was an objection from the defense. And so that part was, I believe it was struck from the record. But as far as consent goes overall, he said that Cassie at points would wince and she would sigh at some of the responses, in response to some of the directions that were given by her husband or Diddy at the time, and that she was kind of seeking cues, and then another objection by the defense, but that objection was overruled. But so they were able to kind of get in that she was essentially seeking cues from the other man inside that room. That man now we know to be Diddy. And then
he was
asked just about drug intake and drinking intake, or alcohol intake, I should say. And he said that he didn't see Diddy doing drugs or drinking during this. And I think the prosecution is trying to kind of drive the point that he wasn't under the influence of doing anything while this was kind of going down, that this was intentional and that type of thing. But then they kind of get into times where he
I don't know, y'all. I don't know about the baby oil, y'all. I think Diddy might know something we don't know. Like maybe we tripping. Yeah, niggas ain't ever think about that, yo. Maybe we tripping, yo. Maybe baby oil is the answer, yo. Cause why the fuck do he got so many bottles of this shit? Like Diddy had an unconstitutional amount of baby oil, man. 1,000 bottles off the rip. He taking 100 every time he go out. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he knows something we don't know, y'all. You know, people ain't never look at it from that angle.
Keeping the Punisher was explaining that he was experiencing anxiety performing essentially because there was another man in the room yelling directions, and to the point that he just felt like he couldn't necessarily.
Maybe we tripping. That's all I'm saying. You know,
another man
I ain't promoting baby oil or Johnson & Johnson. I'm just saying maybe we tripping. You know, niggas got we gotta look at it from all angles. That's all I'm saying.
Kind of making him nervous, kind of making him anxious. And so it was a lot of graphic testimony, some stuff that I just won't necessarily go into. But as far as whether or not Cassie was consenting to these activities, it seemed like from the Punisher's standpoint that he sometimes couldn't gauge whether or not Cassie was really feeling it or whether or not she just was just taking direction by what he had thought to be her husband and that type of thing.
Fascinating discussion with, I mean, we knew that he might take the stand because Cassie had mentioned a Punisher last week. What happened on cross-examination? Specifically, wasn't he asked about a book that he wrote or something?
Well, I gotta say, despite having the name, an exotic dancer name, such as the Punisher, Sheree Hayes actually came off like a very nice guy while he was on the witness stand. He seemed very friendly. He was answering all the questions.
You got 5 to 85 minutes. Yo, that's what I'm saying, dude. Yo, like, you got fly. They was like, hold up. Small baby, oh Lord. Yo, Diddy was a porn director. That's all he was, yo. Like, yo, they making directed porn with sex trafficking crime. Diddy was a porn director. Cassie was the porn star. And fuck. Have you ever seen a porn get charged with sex trafficking? Porn ain't even ran by black people. Porn is ran by... Why we ain't never see none of them big porn companies get charged with sex trafficking? Yo, how is Diddy the first example of this? They made Diddy the biggest example of being a freak. When it's a lot of freaky motherfuckers out this bitch. Adam 22 got a whole plug talk over that bitch. Freaky as a motherfucker. He paying women, they going state to state. How the fuck is that not sex trafficking? That's all I be trying to get people to understand. You're like, yo, they're trying to redefine the rule, but they only targeting black men or black people with this shit. It's a lot of, if Diddy sex traffic, so did Adam 22. Fuck it. I'ma say it. If Diddy sex traffic Cassie, what the fuck is Adam doing over that bitch with plug talk? How that's not sex traffic? Shit don't make sense, man. Shit don't make sense. Like I said yesterday, OnlyFans models, the whole OnlyFans industry. How the fuck is OnlyFans even up? When they gonna indict the owner of OnlyFans? He started a whole sex trafficking website. If you let the feds tell it, if we going by these rules, then OnlyFans need to be facing racketeering charges. The company. They ain't going at the individual people. The company need to be facing racketeering charges.
Questions if there was something that he didn't necessarily
That's what it looked like,
he
bro.
was very forthcoming about that. And so despite having kind of this aggressive name that he had used kind of as a nickname, you could say, just for his other life, that again, he appeared like a very nice man. But as far as the book goes, he had written a book just about kind of his encounters with Cassie and Diddy, but not necessarily naming their names in this book. But it was at least 6 pages in this book out of maybe an 150-page book. But this book was called In Search of Meat Freezer, an interesting book title. But it was essentially just about his problems performing, and just that he was talking about how he had gotten an implant for his genitalia during this. And so whenever he was cross-examined by Xavier Donaldson, who did the cross, he was asked about this book. And so initially he was asked about, being the co-owner now of Hunkelmania, which is an exotic dancer service, and he now owns a website called GetPunished.com, and this is something that he's been doing for about 30 years. And it was interesting because I made it in my notes, Jesse, that Diddy was like nodding, and he was nodding his head, looking at his attorney. He was pulling up his chair pretty close at the defense table. Couldn't tell if he was trying to gauge the jury during this testimony, but Xavier Donaldson was like, so you believed Cassie felt comfortable with you. Did you have feelings for Cassie? Cassie. You thought you were the only one doing this type of activity with Cassie. And I felt like the defense was kind of trying to do similar to what they had done with Daniel Phillip, another exotic dancer who was a part of these types of sessions. While he was on the witness stand, kind of just insinuating that these escorts had feelings for Cassie. And the Punisher essentially said that he didn't have feelings for Cassie. He was asked about telling the entire truth as far as the government asking him to tell the truth. But in a 2023 interview, he had told the government that I guess he had feelings for Cassie, but the Punisher had said that was taken out of context. And then at this point, the defense is kind of starting to ask for a play-by-play of the baby oil rubbing and just kind of how the Punisher does strip teases and all of this stuff. They were again trying to drive home the point of whether or not Cassie was consenting to this activity, or maybe that Cassie felt comfortable with this activity because the Punisher kept coming back during these instances. So as far as the references in the book about Cassie and Diddy specifically, he did own up that he did make references to them in the book. He referred to them as a married couple, said that their story again took about 6 pages in this, and he kind of sensationalized the story for the book. Now at any moment I was just kind of in the courtroom thinking that they bring up the book or brought up the book as an exhibit or anything like that, but essentially they didn't. But they kind of talked about how he essentially was having trouble performing, and so he wrote this book as kind of like a self-help type of book to kind of
they don't give
just
a,
kind of
they don't give a fuck about your book,
other men just about this.
Fuck your book, nigga. Freaky ass nigga. Yo, that's basically what it sounds like. Like, yo, I don't know, yo. I thought sex trafficking was done by women that was women was getting kidnapped and held against their will, and they focused on troubled people that were runaways, and I thought they had pimps who got paid. They was fucking and they was paying the pimp. I always was under the impression that was sex trafficking. Like, I never knew that you could sex traffic and you're the one paying the money. Like, yo, what benefit is that? You're paying the money. You're losing money in this organization. You're not making any money. Like, for years and decades, sex traffickers made money. I didn't know they spent money. Like, I don't know, yo. Like, maybe we tripping. Maybe that never was the definition of sex trafficking. Maybe we got fed alive. I just think they try and broaden this whole sex trafficking shit to fit more people under it. To get more arrests, to keep the prisons populated. But we already know who they're gonna target. You know what I mean? That's the only thing about it. If they was fair with this shit and they was gonna get everybody or anybody, I'd be like, okay, that's how y'all rocking. Just keep it fair. But we know that's not how they rock. We know that's not what they're gonna do. We looked at the numbers and already found out that 53% in the last 10 years, I think, 10 to 15 years, 53% of the people that they arrested for sex trafficking federal was black. 53%. over half. And what? We only 13% of the population? So how the fuck is we half of the sex trafficking population in the feds? Or in the sex trafficking arrests in the feds in the last couple of years? Doesn't really make logical sense to me. Other than the fact they targeting and they got picks on who they want to choose. Who they want to fit under this motherfucking this law. But I don't know, y'all. I'd be glad when they produce some evidence of sex trafficking. Right. That's all I'm saying, Rob. If this is what they doing, it should have been some people. It should have been some people first, way before Diddy. You know what I mean? If they was going at the Diddy or this type of prosecution, you would have thought that at least the owner OnlyFans should have been first. He got to be the biggest sex trafficker in the world right now. Whoever the fuck started that shit, they got to be the biggest sex trafficker in the world. Like, how the fuck is they going unnoticed? At least the porn industry. Abercrombie and Fish dude, that shit that he did was fucking egregious. Y'all said we read that paperwork last night for the people that was here. Man, that shit he was doing to them, that man was targeting heterosexual men, tricking them, making them think that they was coming in for model trials. The whole time they was coming in for sexual pleasures. Like, yo, what the fuck? If that ain't bad, I don't know what the fuck is. Like, how the fuck is he not the face? You know what I mean? How they let him do this? And in one number, what, 10 years ago or something like that, 15 years ago. But they say he not competent to stand trial because he 81 and he got Alzheimer's. And man, fuck, that's just when they kill. I was locked up with a dude that ran for 30 years. They grabbed him at 81. Nigga, I think that nigga might have had an oxygen tank walking around that bitch. For real. No, just sounds like he had an oxygen tank. But he definitely had like a cane where he couldn't only take like one step at a time. Shit crazy, man. It's a dirty game, yo. My like I said, my main focus is when I'm trying to get people to understand is, yo, you don't want the feds to start policing what you can do in your bedroom, man. You know what I mean? You don't want that. And when you open these doors, get paid for them bitches to never close. That's all I'm saying. For all the people that's against Diddy and all that shit, just remember, when these doors open, they ain't closing. It's gonna be a slew of people that's gonna get pushed right through that motherfucker. Might be somebody you know, might not. Just saying. They painting a narrative about domestic violence and trying to trick the world and trick the people and say that. So this guy is so bad that he had to have been sex trafficking, but they're not producing no evidence of sex trafficking. No evidence. They hasn't still. We 7 days in. We 7 days in, yo, they haven't produced no evidence of sex trafficking. All domestic violence. And that's going to play to some jurors, you know, especially some of the women. It's going to play to their soft side, you know. They're trying to have people overlook. They're going to make this domestic violence case so bad and so vivid. They're going to paint the picture so vivid that people overlook that Diddy's actually charged with sex trafficking. That's what they're trying to do to the jury. Now, if it's a good jury that can see through it, then it ain't going to work. But if it's a jury that's going to think with their emotions, then they're going to be found guilty. For no accounts. But it is what it is. It's getting late. Gotta get up in the morning. It's about 12:30. Should I appreciate everybody that tapped and hit that like button if you can. Let's get to 100 likes. We need 8 more likes. We need 8 more likes. Get to 100. I gotta work tomorrow, so I don't know what time we're gonna go live tomorrow. Try to get it live in sometime tomorrow. Yeah, sometime tomorrow. Who has bought a person? I never meet nobody that bought a person. I'm just saying. Why they ain't come down on Backpage? Was sex trafficking going on Backpage? Have they ever indicted whoever started that? They locked up Julian Assange for WikiLeaks. Like it's sites that they can go after. You know what I mean? Why are they not going after these sites? That's doing this shit on a large scale. Large scale, man. Right. It is what it is. But I appreciate everybody that tapped there. Hit that like button if you can. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. It's another day of Keep It G News. And I'm out.